Welcome to this production from Western New York Athletics. Our featured sponsors for today's game are Damon University. Damon University is a private, non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Richmond Vona LLC is committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how serious the effects of a car accident can be on the victims and their families. At Richmond Vona LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 million. We have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. Colvin Cleaners, Western New York's premier green earth dry cleaner. Dry cleaning, wash and fold laundry, shirts, and tailoring. 2375 Elmwood Avenue, Kenmore. Call 716-873-2952. Logistics Plus of Buffalo. For all of your transportation needs, full truckload, LTL, dedicated and drop trailer moves, Logistics Plus of Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Locations in Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. Visit livefit.com. Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout. Open Monday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today. Binghamton University, a world-class institution. Binghamton University offers students a broad, interdisciplinary education with an international perspective and one of the most vibrant research programs in the nation. Visit www.binghamton.edu today. We would also like to thank Pathfinder College Planning, Dan Cha-Cha Injury Attorneys, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, Trench Trophy, recognizing the top linemen in Western New York, Lewis & Lewis PC, 37 Franklin Street, Buffalo, New York, B&T Supply, and Western Division, home of the Great Rate. Thank you for joining us. Please enjoy the game.
It's another great week of high school football here in Section 6. My name is Jacob Fyock. Alongside with me is Francis Boeck. And welcome to Week 8 of the Empire State EndZone, where we're going to take a look at several games throughout Western New York. And Francis, a lot of these games here tonight that we're going to show you are going to have big playoff implications for many of the divisions tonight.
Yeah, there's about I think maybe total a dozen games or more with playoff implications. We try to pick the 8 biggest, including several games which will decide the number 1 seed in terms of depending on how those, not necessarily the winner, but depending on how what's going to be one of those 2 teams on that field is going to get that seed. So yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun tonight, and we're going to be here for it. We got all our notes together. We took that article that we put on the website earlier of all the playoff implications. We have our notes here, and we'll even have brackets to show you, or at least matchups to show you at the end of the show to show you what we have coming up next week. But, Jake, this is going to be exciting tonight.
Absolutely. You mentioned about teams that are going to be fighting for the 1 seed. Other teams are going to be fighting for home playoffs games that they're going to try to get next week once playoffs start next week. And also, rivalry week. We have North Tonawanda. They're battling it out right now. We got West Seneca West taking on West Seneca East tonight. Depew against Lancasters also tonight.
Yeah, last time at Lancaster for that one.
Yes, absolutely. But here's a rivalry that's probably the biggest one of them all, not overall per se, but in terms of tonight what it means.
Before we get to that, why don't we show those top 8 games?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at the top 8 games here on the board. It's brought to you by Dan Chacha Injury Attorneys. Game 1 is going to be Newfane against Wilson. Game 2 is Orchard Park against Bennett. Game 3 is going to feature Grand Island taking on McKinley. Game 4 down in the southern tier for Randolph taking on Gowanda Pine Valley. Will North will face Clarence. That'll be our Game 5. Our Game 6 will be Lackawanna against Olean. Game 7 will feature Eden North Collins versus Alden. And Game 8 is Salamanca versus Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton. Mentioned about the rivalries tonight. Game 1 is one of those rivalries, and it's the one that has the biggest storyline that we are going to be seeing tonight. Newfane against Wilson. This game is brought to you by Damon University. Damon University is a private non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Newfane, Wilson. Both teams are undefeated. 2 of the 4 undefeated teams in Western New York. They're also undefeated in their division. This game right here is going to decide who gets the 1 seed in Class D and the 2 seed. And Francis, I'll even go as far as to say this. This could be a preview of the Section 6 Class D championship, considering how dominant both these teams have been all the way up to this point.
Yeah, Jake, you look at, especially compared to the rest of Class D, these 2 teams have taken care of business and more this year. I think the closest game came last week for Newfane. I think that was, 10, 11 points against Gowanda Pine Valley. But other than that, these teams been winning by 2-3 touchdowns or more. Wilson, I think their smallest margin of victory might be 20-something.
Right.
Yeah, certainly they've been dominating Class D.
Yeah, they have been. Wilson just been amazing, putting the ball in the end zone, 42.3 points a game, but also just as better on defense. They're only allowing 7.6 points a game. They got it done last week, beating Ellicottville 45-6. A big part of it is their running attack. And you've been watching this show. We've talked about teams that have very dominant running attacks. Health Sciences has been one. St. Francis has been another. This Wilson team has been amazing. Not so, I would necessarily say, with 1 or 2 guys, but 4 guys on this rushing attack have over 300 yards on the season. So there's not 1 guy to worry about. There's not even 2, not even 3. 4 guys you got to worry about with this ground and pound attack. Michael Rubel is a big part of it. 642 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns, leads the team in every rushing category. Also has 4 interceptions on the season. Brock Lepsch, another senior running back, 6 rushing touchdowns, also leads the team in tackles and tackles for a loss. Ryan Huff, their team leader in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. He's got 10 on the season. Also has 2 kick returns for a touchdown, so a big part of the special teams. And on defense, he also has 2 defensive touchdowns as well. Nick Lemke, who's another part of the rushing attack. I hope I pronounced this one right. Vic Kusadis, I believe is the name of the senior quarterback. There's not many quarterbacks that you see, depending on any level of football, when you talk about don't turn the ball over. He's literally not turned the ball over. 14 touchdowns on the year, 0 interceptions. This guy is amazing when it comes to being protective of the football, and he's going to have to be that tonight. For Newfane, they have scored more than 30 points in every game so far this season. And on the defensive side of the ball, they've only given up more than 20 points in the game 1 time this season. and that was against, you mentioned, Francis Gwanda Pine Valley. Nasir Spencer is going to be a big factor in this game. Jake Morello, Colin Doxey, who was a Week 1 Trench Trophy nominee. But a big key player that's got to do it well tonight is Mac Capen, their senior quarterback. But you say quarterback, he's been playing pretty well as a running back too. 18 rushing touchdowns on the season. That's number 2 in Section 6. Also has 10 passing TDs as well. And he's also been great on their defense with 2 interceptions and a defensive touchdown. A 3-time Conley Cup Player of the Week this season. Those are going to be the key guys you're going to have to look out for this Newfane Wilson game. Big rivalry game here in Week 8. And like I mentioned, possible preview of the Class D Section 6 championship game that we might see tonight.
And you can see that not only here, but in full on Western New York Athletics YouTube page. Joe Kraus, Tom Prince on the call for that one. All right, from Class D all the way up to Class AA. And Jake, if I would have told you back in August there would be a team that would lose their first 2 games, their first game they would lose by 27 points to a team from a class lower than them, but in Week 8 they're playing for the number 1 seed in Class AA. We're talking about the Orchard Park Quakers. They're 5-2 on the year, 4-1 league play. They have since bounced back since those first 2 weeks. Remember, they lost to Lancaster Week 2, 41-33, and they've won 5 straight, been on an absolute tear. Big wins over Lockport, Jamestown. They held on to beat Niagara Falls, and then the last 2 weeks they had blowout wins over Sweet Home and Hutch Tech, and they put themselves in a position to get that number 1 seed. They're led by their quarterback, Janan Hassett. He has 1,666 yards, 10 TDs. Their running back, Jarek Bresky, has 833 yards, 16 touchdowns on the year. Defensively, they're led by Matt Wright with 87 total tackles, including 2 tackles for a loss. So Orchard Park team has really turned things around this year. On the other side, we have the Bennett Tigers, who's a team that I think myself and I think everyone has been trying to get their finger on what exactly is this team all about. And I think last week we got an answer from them. They beat Lancaster, their first big test of the year, and they took care of business there, 36-7. Really kept Lancaster out of it for pretty much the entire game. They're led this year by their senior running back, Jimmy Valentine, over 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns. Jacob Dowell doing a nice job throwing the football, 651 yards and 3 touchdowns. Defensively, they're led by Dontre Hampton with 74 tackles. This Bennett team, their only loss, it was a 35-0 decision to a team from outside of New York State. So as far as Bennett's concerned, they've taken care of business with the schedule they've been given, other than out of state. But in state, they're where they should be, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see what they do again against Orchard Park, and they have a chance to get that number 1 seed. Again, both Orchard Park and Bennett can get the number 1 seed with a win. Depending on who loses is going to change the rest of it. We'll get into that as the night goes on. But, big game at All High tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And credit to Orchard Park for being in this spot, too, because after those first 2 losses they had to start off the season, it was a bit of a question mark where not only were they going to be at, but if they were to turn it around, a lot of stuff had to go in their way, and they had to put themselves in that spot to get that advantage, and they've been able to do that. Also, Francis, what about our sponsor read, man?
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It wasn't on the. You know what? Can we put them back on the screen? This game is brought to you by Richmond Vana LLC. They have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com.
Yeah, that's going to be an amazing game. That's could decide the 1 seed in Class AA, but we'll shift down to just a little bit to Class A1, where the Clarence Red Devils will go ahead and face off against the McKinley Max. This game's brought to you by Logistics Plus Buffalo. For all your transportation needs, full truckload, LTL, dedicated and drop trailer moves, Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. Bennett's 5-2 overall, 4-1 Class A1. They have some really, really good players that are going to have to come up big for them. Trevor Moeller, their sophomore running back, leads the team in rushing yards. Also a big part of their defense with 40 tackles, 1 interception. Ryan Premaluski, 8 rushing touchdowns on the season. Defensively, he's also done well with 2 interceptions. Then they have, here's the thing. I got to look back on the Trench Trophy nominees because I don't know if Clarence has the most or they might be tied, but Talon Angaster.
That's kind of what Tom was saying, too.
Brody Kaufman, Caius Mattoon, Week 2 Trench Trophy nominee in Mattoon. Kaufman, a Week 5 Trench Trophy nominee, and Engasser, a Week 6 Trench Trophy nominee. They got some dogs up front for this squad. And then you have their quarterback in Nate Arnold with 6 passing touchdowns on the season, along with 4 rushing touchdowns as well. And then also another senior in Matt Majewski, 65 tackles and 2 sacks. As for the playoff implications, I just had to rip it from your article. So if Clarence wins is a unique scenario, because West Seneca West beat Clarence earlier this season. I'm sorry.
We're doing Grand Island McKinley.
Was it Grand Island McKinley?
Wait, what game? Yeah, we're doing.
I have that messed up there?
I think, did you jump ahead to game 5? I was doing Ben and Orchard Park. You should be on. No, you should be on game 3 is Grand Island McKinley.
My apologies, folks. There's too many papers here. Okay, so Grand Island taking on McKinley. Grand Island 5-2 overall, 4-2 in Class A2. So Grand Island shut out Kenmore East last week, 32-0. Some big key guys to look out for is Nick Corti, Dominic Nucci, Anthony Mancione, Andrew Kozlowski, and Jacob Brisky, along with Riley O'Brien and Owen Rossetti. And as for the McKinley side, 5-2 overall, 5-1 in Class A2. They took down North Tonawanda last week, 38-7. I got a chance to watch this McKinley team that, against Health Sciences. Struggled a little bit just knowing how dominant this Health Sciences team, but they got some guys that can play. Cameron Minter's one. He's got 15 sacks on the season. Jameer Hill has 11.5 sacks on the year. And then you have Kaylon Ford, who's done well as a dual threat guy. 12 passing touchdowns, 9 rushing touchdowns on the season. He's a Week 1 and Week 4 Conley Cup Player of the Week. Cardell Staples has been great for offense, defense, special teams. 6 receiving touchdowns, 1 sack on the year, and he also has a kick return for a touchdown. And then you also have Jameer Hill, Deshaun Henley, and Cameron Minter, who all 3 of these guys, Francis, have a combined 57 tackles for a loss, 34 sacks. So you got a 3-headed duo on defense for the Max that you have to look out for. Now, this was the game I got mixed up here with the playoff implications. So yesterday, Health Sciences beat Will East, so Health Sciences has the 1 seed. But after that, I know, Francis, you posted about it. Grand Island still has a shot to try to get the 2 seed. If Grand Island wins, then Will East, McKinley, Grand Island would have the same record. And you said, according to your calculations, Grand Island can win the tiebreaker, but they have to win by more than 12 points.
Yeah, 12 points or more.
Otherwise, McKinley gets the 2 seed.
Yeah. Because keep in mind, we saw this, I think it was a week or 2 or we had that Grand Island Will East game. That was a very close game, right? 3-point game. So Grand Island is only down -3 in that scenario. McKinley's up big because they blew out Will East. They have the full 20. So that's why we got to that 12-point range. Williamsville East, because they lost by 20 and they only won by 3, they're really out of the running to win this tiebreaker. But yeah, Grand Island, McKinley, Vikings need to win and more. Can still get that 2 seed, get a home playoff game.
Yeah, that's, again, another great game that, if you get a chance to go see that one, that's going to be another fun one to watch here tonight.
All right, now we'll go down to Class D for our game number 4, which is brought to you by Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout. Open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. And this game, number 4, pretty important in Class D. Winner in this one gets the 3 seed. Loser gets the 4. It's Randolph and Gowanda. We'll start off with this Gowanda team. They lost a tough one last week that we saw against Newfane. They traveled up there, put up a valiant effort, fell 36-26 to the Panthers, actually to Newfane. So it was the battle of the Panthers. This Gowanda team is led by their quarterback, Carter Capozzi, 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns on the year, and their running back linebacker, Winter Mentley Peters. He has 726 yards on the ground, and he's made 64 total tackles on the year. This Gowanda team, they've taken care of business in the games they should have. Wilson and Gowanda have lost. They lost to, but that's everybody else in D. But this Gowanda team has been impressive, and they're poised to certainly make it to the second round of the Class D playoffs. Obviously, they need to take care of business this week and next. But either way, they'll get a home game. But yeah, this Gowanda team has been very impressive this year. On the other side, it's Randolph, who, different stylistically than Gowanda, who likes to throw the ball. This is a team that likes to run the football. They're led by Kevin McElwain with 505 yards and Alexander Garland with 376 yards on the ground. They're defensively, they're led by Reagan Smith with 46 total tackles. Randolph bounced back last week, 37-8 winners over Cattaraugus Little Valley after their loss to Wilson 2 weeks ago. The non-league game, they beat Falconer, who is still in a playoff position, 7-6 in their first week. And, they've had a solid year, 5-2, a team that I think, they could sneak their way to the stadium. They're no strangers to being at Highmark Stadium. They've been there plenty of times before, so they could be a very dangerous team come playoff time.
No doubt about it, and that's usually one of those teams where it could give you a very hard time that you try to push through to go to a section title appearance. So it's going to be a very, very good challenging game there tonight between both those squads. So let's go ahead and move forward to the game that now we can talk about. It's Clarence versus Williamsville North. This is brought to you by SUNY Cortland. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today. So for Clarence, they're 5-2 overall, 4-1 in Class A1. Implications for them. If Clarence wins, there's a unique scenario that can come into play. Earlier in the year, because West Seneca West beat Clarence, Red Devils have a chance to beat Will North tonight, who they're going up against. That would put all three that would end up with a 5-1 record and no team beating each other. So with this scenario, it would go to point differential and the games played amongst the three. So for this game to matter a lot for Clarence, they have to win by more than 10 points to get the 1 seed. If not, they'll fall down to the 3 seed. And as for Williamsville North, they're undefeated in league play. Some key guys to look out for: Jordan Brown, their junior running back, has got 11 rushing touchdowns on the season. In fact, 7 of his 11 rushing touchdowns have come from the last 2 games that he's played in. So he's been very good for them. AJ Weissenberg, another key guy to look out for. Shane Reimers is another guy defensively who's had a sack on year along with 44 tackles. Leo Berg leads the team in sacks with 5, also has 5 rushing touchdowns. And then you have Aaron Connolly with 4.5 sacks, and then Cooper Black with 4 sacks, and then Josh Newman, who's a Trench Trophy nominee back in week 3. So for Will North, very simple for them. It's a win tonight, and they get the 1 seed. If the Spartans lose, though, they can still get the 1 seed, but would have to lose by 9 points or less. So basically, Clarence, let's say Clarence wins by 5. Will North still gets the 1 seed because of the point differential.
And Clarence falls all the way down to 3.
Yes. What was the last thing here? However, if Will North does lose by 10 or more points, Clarence would get the 1 seed. Will North would fall down to the 2 seed.
Yeah, certainly we'll have to keep an eye on the scoreboard there. I imagine those coaches are going to be very aware of those numbers, and we'll keep that in mind, especially it gets later in the game. You wonder, maybe does one of those teams have a kicker that, maybe they get into a 4th and goal situation and it's too far maybe to go for a touchdown. Do you trot out the kicker? Or when you get into that area to try to get yourself some extra points there?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is going to be a game that, when you think of high school football, there might be some plays that come into it where it's going to look different because of the point differential implications that happened tonight in this game.
All right. So let's move on to game number 6. It is going to be Lackawanna and Olean, a Class B2 game, and it's brought to you by G&G Fitness Equipment. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Locations in Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. Visit livefit.com. Jake, another game here that could create a 3-way tie. This would be for the 2nd seed in Class B2. We know last week Iroquois clinched the 1st seed in this division. And also last week we had Lackawanna defeat Depew to put ourselves kind of in this situation here. So right now, Lackawanna, after their win, they're in the driver's seat. They win straight up, they get the 2 seed. However, if Olean wins, you would have a 3-way tie between Olean, Lackawanna, Depew. The magic number for the Huskies is 4. That's how many points they need to win by in order to get the 2 seed. If they do that, they end up with the 2 seed. Lackawanna moves to 3, Depew moves to 4. However, if Olean loses or wins by less than 4, it's going to be Lackawanna the 2 seed, Depew the 3, and Olean the 4. So Olean could win and still get the 4 seed in this division. As far as how these teams look, you have this Lackawanna team who, remember, they were probably counting on having a couple of guys in from last year that decided not to come this year. But they stood strong this year. They're 5-1 in league play, 3 straight wins over. They have Dunkirk, Maryvale, and Depew. They've played a lot of close games this year. They're led by their quarterback, Michael Moore. He's a senior with 770 yards, 10 touchdowns on the ground. They're led by Nasir Dali with 517 yards and Mikhail Scott with 368 yards. Kobe Underwood, DeAndre Jones leading receivers, and then Kurt Stevens, 53 total tackles on the year, including 2 for a loss, and then Macaulay Adams with 4 sacks on the year for the Lackawanna defense. Olean is led by their senior quarterback, Joe Mess, starting for his 4th consecutive year for Olean, 966 yards, 10 touchdowns. On the ground, they're led by Dominic Harriman, and on defense, Keen DeGloyer leads the way with 68 total tackles. This Olean team coming off a loss last week to Iroquois, 35-15. Kind of an up and down year. They taken care of business against Albion, East Aurora, Holland, and Dunkirk. They played Depew very tough, lost to them by 2 points. Had a close game against Maryvale earlier in the year. So this Olean team they've been in a lot of close games, and you wonder if it'll help them out as they take on Lackawanna tonight.
And that's a game where Lackawanna, some people were a little bit wondering what this team was going to be like at the start of the year, and they've been able to hold on to themselves and, take care of what they need to do to get to the spot. So it's not going to be an easy match for Olean, but like you mentioned, you said Olean wins by 4 or more, they'll get the 2 seed.
Yeah. So, all right, Jake, tell us about game number 7.
So to Class C North we go. Eden North Collins takes on Alden, and this is brought to you by Binghamton University. Eden North Collins 6-1 overall, 4-1 in Class C North. Alden is 2-5 overall, 1-4 in Class C North. We'll start off with Alden. They lost to Barker Royhart last week, but some big keys to look out for this game is their junior Aiden Phillips, 5 rushing touchdowns on the season, 3 receiving touchdowns, and 2 kick return for a touchdown as well. Aiden Dollinger, another guy to look out for in the running attack, 313 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns, also has a touchdown reception along with 44 tackles. Tyler Lucas has been very good for them when they go to the passing attack. 3 receiving touchdowns. He also has 3 passing touchdowns as well. Also 3 sacks on the defensive side of the ball. Jonathan Koch, Tyler Brania is another 2 guys to look out for on the defensive side. Jonathan Koch with 82 tackles and 3 sacks. Tyler Brania with 1 defensive touchdown. So for Eden North Collins, one of, if not the highest scoring offenses we've seen out in Section 6. This team knows how to put points up on the board, and they didn't shy away from that last week. They grabbed a 51-16 win over Tonawanda last week. Brady Waring, we've mentioned about him a couple times. I know Frank and Tom have mentioned him on the Wednesday weekly football show. We know what this kid's made of. He's able to do it on as a dual threat guy. And it's just been a phenomenal year for him. And I will say one thing that's kind of been under the radar has been their receivers. Silas Nellis, Isaiah Nellis. When's the last time, Francis, you heard 2 wide receivers have double-digit touchdowns on the same team? Touchdown receptions.
They must have a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, pretty good quarterback, too. But you also got two very good receivers that can get the ball. Silas Nellis, 14 touchdown receptions. Isaiah Nellis, 13 touchdown receptions on the year. And then you have guys like Dylan Barth, who's a Week 5 Trench Trophy nominee. Hunter Esford, 50 tackles on the year, 50 tackles for a loss. And then you have Sawyer Balone with 51 tackles on the year and a sack. So for this game, essentially, when it comes to seeding in Class C North, Barker Royhart has the 1 seed. So this game here is going to decide who gets the 2 seed or the 3 seed. And that's because Akron is 4-1 in league play. And then you have Eden North Collins coming to battle here as well, also at 4-1. So for Eden North Collins to win, it's got to come down to point differential versus common opponents. Because Akron has a plus 37 point differential, Eden North Collins has a plus 21. Therefore, Eden North Collins has to win by 17 points or more to get the 2 seed, and Akron will get the 3 seed. If not, teams, I believe it's reversed then. Eden would get the 3 seed, Akron would get the 2 seed then.
Yep, and Eden can't fall any lower than 3.
Right. So this is going to decide Eden if they get the 2nd seed tonight or the 3 seed against this Alden squad.
Yeah, so certainly a big game there. Again, magic number for Eden North Collins is 17 to win by 17. Move on now to Game 8. We're going to go to C South for Salamanca against Chautauqua Westfield Brockton. This game is brought to you by Colvin Cleaners, Western New York's premier green earth dry cleaner, dry cleaning, wash and fold, laundry, shirts, and tailoring, located at 2375 Elmwood Avenue in Kenmore. Call 716-873-2952. You look at these 2 games, similar, another one of those games where the winner for seeding. Winner of this game is going to get the 2 seed, Salamanca, Chautauqua Lake. Loser doesn't necessarily get the 3 seed. The rest of C is a little bit interesting there. We know in this one, Southwestern Frewsburg has already clinched the 1 seed. But we know the winner of this one will get the 2, but there's some other games to keep an eye on in terms of how the rest of that seeding will go in C South. But you look at the Salamanca team, got off to a very strong start. And then what happened in Week 5, Jake? We saw it. They lost to Portville, a team that you could argue they probably shouldn't have lost to. Maybe they were looking ahead to Southwestern Frewsburg, who was still undefeated, looking into that game, but fell to Portville. They have then lost to Southwestern Frewsburg. Last week they did bounce back against Fredonia, 44-12, but this is the Salamanca team looking to stay on track, get into the playoffs hot. They're led this year by their quarterback, Peyton Bradley, 725 yards passing on the year. He's also run for 337. They're led in their rushing attack by Connor Seeley with over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Thomas George leads the way with 51 total tackles, a tackle for a loss, and a sack. Other side, Chautauqua Lake, Westfield, Brockton, they're 6-1 in the year, 5-1 in league play. Their only loss to Southwestern Frewsburg. Other than that, they have really taken care of business. They're not anything close to a blemish on their schedule. I would read off some of their scores: 49-8, 42-0, 44-0. Their one close game was CSP 14-12. Other than that, it was 64-16, 42-0. Though this Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton team has been pretty dominant, especially offensively. They're led by their quarterback, Braden Gibbs. He has over 1,100 yards passing, 15 touchdowns. He's also run for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Thankin Brinsky is their tailback with 453 yards and 5 touchdowns. Defensively, they're led by Tristan Gibbs with 59 total tackles, 8 tackles for loss, and a half a sack.
Well, that 14-12 game you mentioned, that was Ty Harper's first game back.
You wonder if those emotions on both sides played into maybe that score, maybe a little closer than otherwise it might have been.
Yeah, and I'm curious to what this one's going to be as well against the Salmaca team, where a season that would have been expected, don't know, but I mean this is something where if Salmaca is able to pull off a win here, this is going to be pretty interesting of what C-South's going to look like. Other sponsors we want to thank: Pathfinder College Planning, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, Trench Trophy, recognizing the top linemen in Western New York, and then Lewis & Lewis PC, located at 37 Franklin Street in Buffalo. Just a couple minutes past 7 here, but we're going to go ahead and step aside. We'll be right back, and we'll take a look at the games that are happening all across Section 6. This is Week 8 of the Empire State EndZone.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Seek your next adventure. Make your next memory. Explore your next connection. What will you do next?
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYathletics.com. You can link me later.
WNY Athletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Cha-Cha's gotcha. If you've been injured, don't you worry, Cha-Cha's gotcha. Don't you worry, Josh, I've got
Call
ya.
648-3030.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Empire State End Zone. My name is Jacob Fyock. Alongside with me is Francis Beck. Right now, we're still going to have some time here to get all the top 8 games to get situated. But throughout these games here, Francis, that we have, the 8 that we're looking for, is there any of them either out of these top 8 games or anything else you saw on the schedule that stands out to you in terms of playoff implications?
Let me see. I was gonna pull up. So another. Where'd it go? Just trying to see here. This Lockport Jamestown game is kind of important. I know you might be able to say, hey, it's a gimme for Jamestown. They should win that game, which they should. But if Jamestown doesn't win that game, they could fall to the 4 seed. That helps out Lancaster possibly get up to the 2 seed. So that's an important one that I'm sure the Lancaster folks will be keeping an eye on. Also, Allegheny, Limestone, Cattaraugus, Little Valley, that'll decide the last 2 seeds in Class D. CSP is playing Portville. That's pretty important. And then Falcon or Southwestern Frewsburg. Southwestern Frewsburg they have everything taken care of, but Falconer can still play for a playoff spot. So you wonder how the Southwestern Frewsburg, maybe they'll lay back a little bit. That'll get an opportunity for Falconer to win that game, and then, with some help, they can get into the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think there's seen some action that's going on in Game 5 right now. I don't know if we can maybe get to that as soon as we can, but so far we've seen some good action just on our side as this Game 5 here, that is Williamsville North taking on Clarence, and right now Will North's in the red zone.
That login didn't work?
So right now, Will North showing up in the 4 wide receiver set. They're going to take the snap, feeling the pressure, and it's like Weissenberg was able to get through one tackle, but be brought down right at the 10-yard line. Looks like that's going to bring up 2nd down for the Spartans. Got some other games that'll be going on here. We'll get the show to you guys in just a bit. But for this game here, this game's brought to you by SUNY Cortland. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back students. Visit www.2.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today. As for Clarence, trying to make sure that Will North doesn't get into the end zone, but that looked like to be a pickup of about 5 yards. Now it's going to give Weissenberg, who's talking to his coaching staff, just to see what they want to do on this play. This will be what looks like a 3rd down. It looked like there may have been a penalty, too, on Will North. So this is going to push him back. Looked like that was a 10-yard penalty. It was probably a holding call. But just under 7 to go in this one. Clarence and Will North all scoreless so far. As for Will North here, just a win against Clarence. That will give them the 1 seed. But Clarence wants to ruin that one, especially with this being a big road game for them. As for the snap, quick pass, that is caught. And he'll go ahead and step out of bounds close to the 10-yard line. They'll say he's down at the 13. As it looked like there may have been a scoring chance over in Game 1. But I will try to get a chance to look at that soon. Will North out of the shotgun, taking a quick pass, moving over to the left side from the 10 to the 5, and that is going to be short. Looks like at the first down marker. That's going to bring up fourth down. They're going to go no huddle here right away. Try to move this forward. And Francis, I don't think he got it. Fourth and goal. Short situation. And looks like Clarence was able to come up with a big goal line stance. A beautiful job by the Red Devils defense to come up big. But that's going to pin them deep in their own territory with 5:54 to go in the first quarter. Clarence is trying to take a toss over the outside to create some outside running to get some yardage. Clarence is just going to stick to it there on a second down and about possibly 3. And just trying to take this one up to gut. It looks like they are very close to the first down, just about a yard or so away. That clock moving by pretty fast now with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. As we'll definitely try to get you guys look at the action in some of the other games here. Looks like we're just sticking to this one for now. Looks like we're experiencing just some technical difficulties. So from the snap, QB keep right up the gut. Big first down and more. Taking it all the way to the 25-yard line. Great job by Clarence. Good play calling to help them what was pinned in their own zone to now push them to their own 25-yard line. So Clarence, what was really bunched up on for a running attack, now they're able to spread it out, showing 4 wide receivers. They'll go and take the snap, but keep the run up the gut, get some nice speed, and we brought down to the 20, looks like possibly 29, maybe 30-yard line. Looks like they'll put it at the 29 for a pickup of about 4 yards. Clarence knowing what's at stake here. They're going to stick to that 4 wide receiver set with now 1 man in motion. Oh, actually, it's going to be 5 wide receiver set. So from that snap, QB draw right up the middle. Will North able to sniff it out. But Clarence still able to pick up about 4 yards. With a third down and just needing 2 more to go. Now with a 3 wide receiver set. This time a run up the gut, big first down, and able to stay up on their feet, going past the 40 and down to the 42-yard line. So Clarence Able to get some nice running done by Ryan Premolewski. They're one of their leading rushers. Oh my goodness, Clarence botching up the snap there, but they're going to say that's a... Look, they went ahead and just waved it incomplete there. Looked like that might have been a shovel pass, but the ball was bobbled. Okay, folks, we'll just stay here on the Clarence and Will North stream right now. It looks like we're still dealing with some technical difficulties. I do apologize. We have a scoring update. Grand Island is up 8-0. As Dominic Nucci was able to pick up a rushing touchdown in that game between Grand Island and McKinley. A big game there. It has some playoff implications. And Dunkirk was able to get out of the gates, picking up a 7-0 lead against their opponent in Fredonia. As for this game, Clarence picking up another first down, as this game is already having less than a minute to go here in this one. Looks like this one's going to wind down to the end of the first quarter. So Clarence and Will North scoreless so far. What's going to be a really interesting game here as this game ends the first quarter. I just saw a text here, Francis, that Sean Dolak was named honorary captain for the West Seneca East, West Seneca West game.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I was thinking you were going to put on that jersey, right?
I was at one point.
Yeah,
we got a Sean Dolak jersey. Once we get our camera showing, we'll take a look at it.
Why don't we? Well, we're not going to be able to check out that game.
No, we won't check out that game.
Why don't we head to game one? See how that one's doing.
So Newfane is up on Wilson 7-0, as they're looking to try to go down the field and go up 2 scores.
All right, this game number 2 is brought to you by Damon University. Damon University is a private, non-secretarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. As it's 7-0 Newfane right now. Why don't we head over to game 2? It looks like that's Bennett and OP. No score there still.
Oh, and OP's looks like they got the ball.
Looks like they have the ball approaching the red zone, so we'll stick here for a minute.
From the snap, play action pass, and that's going to fall incomplete. This one just over 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter, but this game deciding the 1 seed tonight in Class AA. Looks like it'll be a 3rd down and 9. Bresky in motion, shotgun snap. Hassett's pass just got picked off by Bennett, and they're going to take it over to the right side with the speed, trying to stay in bounds, and brought down at around the Orchard Park 46-yard line. Intercepted, and Bennett able to take over in Orchard Park territory.
Yeah, did great play there. Trying to see. Oh, was that Valentine who had the pick there? I think that was
number 4.
Yeah, I believe it was Valentine.
You heard a lot about him from the Wednesday Football Weekly show that Frank and Tom do. Him, Eskridge being another guy for Bennett. 2 very good, highly athletic guys on this Bennett team that can make plays.
All right, why don't we head back to game number 5? Looks like Clarence is on the doorstep. That's right. This one's early in the second quarter. This is still no score, or was there a score I missed, Jake?
There's no score.
Okay.
Will North almost did. They had a 4th and goal. Or not 4th and goal. They had like a 4th and 2 at like the 3-yard line, and Clarence stopped them. They tried to go no huddle, but Clarence made a big play. Do have a halftime update as we had a couple games that went earlier today. That was North Tonawanda. They're currently at the half, 29-0.
Why don't we head to game number 1? It looks like Newfane has the ball deep in enemy territory, already up a touchdown.
Just over a minute to go on that one in the first quarter. Showing 2nd down and 3. From the snap, it's going to be Capon. It's going to hold on to this one. Cut it over to the left hash. In for the touchdown, but there is a penalty marker that came flying in. We'll see what that's on. This could hurt Newfane. Be a big break for Wilson if this is, on the Newfane squad. It's going to be a holding against the Panthers. This big game here, rivalry matchup, but also a game that decides the 1 seed in Class D. Right now, Newfane on the road in enemy territory had a chance to go up 2 scores, but it got called back due to a penalty. From the snap, Capon trying to muster forward a couple of positive yards. That clock will tick away less than 40 seconds ago in the first.
Still no score right now between West Seneca East and West Seneca West. Keep an eye out on that one. TNT, I think our last step was what?
29-0.
29-0 in the second quarter?
Halftime.
Halftime for the Lumberjacks. So, and North Tonawanda taking care of business there. 3rd and 1 now for the Panthers.
Looks like they got it.
Who did they? Well, what happened there, Jake?
Looked
I
like
thought,
some trickery on their end of who was
because it looked
going to
like
get that snap.
Yeah, I wonder if the running back must have got the snap and then took it because Capon just kind of stood there. But yeah, end of the first quarter. Why don't we head over to game number 5? It's Clarence and Will North. There we go. Still no score on that one. Looks like it's Will North now with the ball. So it looks like the Spartans defense made a stop in that one. So they now have the ball.
Going to spread it out here, showing 4 wide receivers. Weisenberg fires it off to the right side. What a catch attempt. Oh, that one fell incomplete, though. I was going to say, what a way to try to pinpoint that in a double coverage. Thought they corralled it, but that ball hit the turf, followed incomplete, and it's still a third down, but looks to be a third down and maybe second down and 16 to go.
All right, why don't we head over to game number 2 real fast, because it looks like Bennett has the ball and is starting to move downfield. Remember, we just saw that interception a few moments ago. They have the ball, it looks like at their 23-yard line, 1:30 to go and counting in the first quarter.
Here's a run towards the outside and able to muster forward to about the 15 on a first down carry. He has to get to the 13 to pick up the first, as they got less than a minute to go in the first quarter.
All right, Lackawanna Olean. The Olean, I guess, did not turn on their camera properly. So we'll have a look in. We'll keep a look in on Fredonia Dunkirk. We'll give you an update from that in a little bit.
What a tackle there.
Why don't we head to game number 1, though, where it's...
They just called
they just called a timeout.
I want to go back to game 2 real quick. I don't know who that was on the tackle, but one-on-one tackling against Jimmy Valentine, who's been one of the, top players on this Bennett team, one-on-one tackling, able to bring him down, and they just, of course, call timeout.
All right, let's head over to Dunkirk Fredonia. That's their game number 6, as all the other games are in a timeout. And they just hit a timeout. So why don't we head to game why don't we see what's going on game 7? Okay, that was 7:30. Oh, some scoring updates here. Salamanca leading Chautauqua Lake 7-0, end of the first quarter. Olean 7-0 over Lackawanna, and Gowanda Pine Valley 8-0 over Randolph. All those games either just ending the first quarter or about to end in the first quarter.
That Salamanca one out. Already off to an early start there, up 7-0 on Chautauqua Lake. And Olean Lackawanna, only unable to find a way to score.
All right, Jamestown up 15-0 over Lockport. Another game we're following.
Let me go ahead and back to game 1 because Newfane was in the red zone. Looks like they're at the 5-yard line. Bring up a 3rd down and 4. The snap, QB draw play, Capon to the outside, and he is in for the touchdown. So early on this first half, Newfane able to find a way to get into the end zone twice.
All right, let's head over to game number 2, where it looks like Bennett is inching closer to the end zone, although I see a flag on the field, so that may pull him back a little bit. This game brought to you by Richmond Vana. Richmond Vana LLC has the skills and experience Vona LLC has the experience and skills needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with injuries and multiple parties and with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. Dunkirk. I'm sorry. Never mind. Keep going, Jake.
So for this, out of the snap, 3-step drop look, and this ended up getting sacked on the play. Yes, it did. How about that? By Orchard Park. I believe that's John Mecca Jr., I want to say that's his name. Off the edge, able to come up with a big sack. Francis, scoreless here after the first quarter. Is it a little bit surprising to you?
Maybe a little bit, but I mean, Bennett's made plays and then they've made the mistakes like this. So, I don't know. I think this Orchard Park team has really turned things around. I think they're going to give Bennett a fight, and I think they saw what happened to Lancaster last week and knows they can't get down early. So they're not getting down early.
Yeah. This is a 4th down and 22. They're going to go for it here. And he got sacked. How about that? 4th and 22. They didn't try to punt it. They didn't try to pin the ball deep into Orchard Park territory. They tried to sling it, and he got in for the sack. 2nd straight sack, by the way.
All right, let's head to game number 3. That's a big A2 battle. McKinley, Grand Island. It's 8-6, the Vikings. McKinley with the ball. 3rd and 24. Snap. Looks, throws downfield forward, and that one is out of the reach of his receiver. Come up with 4th down for the Max, down by 2 late in the first quarter. Again, Grand Island looking to win this one by 12 or more to get that 2 seed in A2. Health Sciences clinched the number 1 seed last night with a win over Will East.
This is going to bring down looks like to be a 4th and 24. This game's brought to you by Logistics Plus Buffalo. For all your transportation needs, full truckload, LTL, dedicated, and drop trailer moves, Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalologisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs.
All right, still no score in game number 5, but Williamsville North is approaching the red zone, looking for they're going for the 1 seed in the A1 division. Want to say this is going to be a 1st and 10 for the Spartans. 2 receivers to each side. Snap. Weissenberg looks. He throws. It's caught. And, making a move there. Gonna try to...
Oh, I got this.
You got it?
Yeah, that looked like to be number 3. That would be a Silver Sewell, the senior wide receiver, come up and make some nice moves. Put them now in the red zone at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, first.
Hang on. Let's go to game 1 real quick. Something must happen down there. Wilson just scored. Maybe we'll take a look at the replay real quick, but they just quickly got down the field and scored. They're now currently down by 7. And also, you got to look at that score real quick, Francis Newfane. We're up 7-0, got the score to go up 13-0. I don't know if they go for 2 or the extra point, but they weren't able to get it.
We'll head back to Williamsville North after this.
I'm curious to see what the replay was. Right now, game 5 hasn't done anything.
I think
yet.
they're still in the huddle right now.
Yeah. Snap is down. Oh, it's botched snap. And just like that, 13-6 will be the score as we'll head over to game 5. You won't be able to see it on our screen, but we're going to see that Wilson replay. Deep shot downfield off a play action pass, Francis, and they were able to get the touchdown.
Looks like
Will North.
Short pass play over the middle for North gets a couple of yards.
This game's been going by pretty quick. They just got over 2 minutes to go in the first half.
You remember that Williamson team hasn't thrown the ball very much this year, so to see a deep shot like that, I'm sure Newfane maybe wasn't quite expecting it there. All right, Jamestown scoring updates up 30-0 over Lockport. That one's still in the first quarter.
Well, you mentioned about Wilson passing the ball. Remember what I said about their quarterback, Cusadas, as this game's now in a timeout. Cusadas has 14 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions.
All right, we haven't checked in on this game.
This is Eden North Collins.
This is Eden North Collins, Alden. Do you have a better look at the scoreboard, Evan? We're kind of cut off.
It looks like 0.
All right, so this one is no score between Alden and Eden North Collins. Eden just got sacked. Remember, the Raiders need to win this one by 17 to get the 2 seed in C North. This game brought to you by Binghamton University's game number 7. First time we're checking in here. All right. Iroquois up 27-0 against East Aurora right now in the second quarter. Lancaster. Oh, Jake. All right. Rivalry update. Lancaster's up 7-0 end of the first quarter.
Okay.
A little bit closer than I think we thought.
Yeah, definitely. Well, here's a deep shot downfield for Eden North Collins and touchdown. That's the gunslinger mentality from Brady Waring. This is what the type of QB you want on your high school football team. Taking deep shots downfield, getting those tight passes in, and Eden North Collins able to punch it in. First score of the game.
All right, let's head back to Williamsville North. Looks like it's now 4th down for the Spartans, and of course they take a timeout on us.
So 96 seconds left for them in the first half.
Why don't we go into number 4? I think that we haven't looked in yet on this one. Is this Gowanda Randolph? This is on the NFHS network. 8-0 Gowanda, they lead. This game brought to you by Wingnuts, of course, the Mud Bowl over there.
I was just gonna, Francis. Yeah. I was just gonna mention. I don't know how much bleach it's gonna take to get that dirt off the Randolph and Gowanda Pine Valley jerseys.
Yeah, if you're enjoying this game, you might want to tomorrow get some Wingnuts. They're located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout. Open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. Will North Clarence still in a timeout. We'll get back to them in a second. Why don't we check in real quick on that AA game, Orchard Park and Bennett. Looks like Orchard Park just on the edge when we head back to game 5. I know I'm asking Evan to do a lot here.
I was curious to see what that play was going to be, but
all right, Williamsville North going for a field goal. Remember, Jake, we mentioned this in the pregame. Could this game come down to a kicker? And Williamsville North does get the first points on the board, so they lead this one 3-0 over Clarence in a battle for the 1 seed in Class A1. All right.
What a 1? Ooh, how about this? Newfane just scored to extend their lead. Wasn't too long ago when Wilson put points on the board. Oh, I think we got to head over to game 4. Well, we'll take a look at this real quick. So Newfane gets the 2-point conversion. Let's head back to game 4, and Randolph just scored. We'll take a look at that replay. We saw it a little bit on our own screen. Play action pass rolled out to the right, and Randolph was able to punch it in off a passing touchdown.
Real quick, Evan, you said there was an update from Cattaraugus Little Valley? All right, so 14-0 Cattaraugus Little Valley over Allegheny Limestone is now in the second quarter. Okay. Trying to keep our scoreboard updated, folks, which we'll let you take a look at in a little bit to see where we are. Hope you guys are enjoying us. Week 8 tonight.
Yeah, you can watch us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook as Randolph trying to go for the 2-point conversion. Nice triple read option. and they punch it in, and this score is all knotted up at 8 with 9:46 to go in the first half.
All right, end of the first quarter, tie in the Battle of the West Seneca, East and West tied at 0.
We have something big here that happened at McKinley. They're certainly celebrating it like it was.
Okay, so it looks like Grand Island's about to punt. So this one is 8-6. Grand Island leading, about to punt back to McKinley early in the second quarter.
Right now on our screen, let's head back to game 1 just to get a clarification. So the 2-point conversion that we just showed you guys about a minute ago, there was a penalty on the play, so they got negated. So right now, Newfane's going to retry the 2-point conversion. From the snap, quickly rolling out to the right side, and it's incomplete. I don't see any penalty markers, but as of right now, Newfane does not get the 2-point conversion. Wilson down by 13 with 7:23 to go in the second quarter.
All right, we're going to head to All High Stadium. Still no score between Orchard Park and Bennett. Quakers with the ball. It looks like it's about a 3rd and 15 to go, coming out of a timeout right now.
This is good. I'm liking this so far. Orchard Park battling it with the Bennett team that's always been very dominant in AA for the past several years. So they're keeping their own right now, and right now they're just let's see what they do here on this. Okay,
right, so that game's Olean 7-0 over Lackawanna. That one's in the second quarter.
In this game, I think Bennett just took a penalty because Orchard Park's offense is out there.
Yeah, and they're about to move it up. So penalty there.
So they got 7:36 to go in the first half, and now Orchard Park's going to be, looks like they'll be inching close to the red zone.
All right, why don't we check in on game number 6? That's Dunkirk Fredonia, one of our switch outs. It looks like they had a score up there for a second. This game is brought to you by G&G Fitness. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Locations in Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. Visit livefit.com.
So right now in this game, you can't see on the scoreboard, but we do have a couple of guys that are down there. Gregory Larson from WDOE, and then you also have, I believe Braden Carmen's also down there. So this game's 7-0 in favor of Dunkirk, and they're in the second quarter.
All right, handoff off the middle. I want to head over to Alden right now. We saw Eden North Collins take a lead, but look at this, Jake. The Bulldogs are inside the red zone looking to put a score up at home. I formation for the Bulldogs. Snap. They hand it off. Oh, they flip it to fake to the fullback, give it to the running back, and he gets about 5 yards. So about 2nd and 5 coming up for the Bulldogs. 3:44 to go in the first quarter. Game 8. All right, game 8 is going to be Southwestern Frewsburg Falconer. Southwestern Frewsburg has clinched the first seed in C South, but Falconer still fighting for playoffs in that one. So we'll stick here, though, for another play. 2nd and 5 for Alden. Snap. Toss it over to the running back. He goes to the left side. And he gets about, we're going to call that 4, maybe 5. Going to be close to a first down. They haven't moved the marker yet. He's going to be short. Why don't we head over to game 3? Yeah, let's head over to game 3. McKinley driving. They had a 1st and 10. Looks like they got about 5 yards. Going to make it 2nd and 5. About 9:30 to go. They're down 2 to Grand Island.
Yeah, and a win here for McKinley would give them the 2 seed. Grand Island would fall to the 4 seed. But right now, Grand Island up by 2, but McKinley recently scored, and they're trying to find a way to take the lead for the first time tonight.
All right, let's check in on game 7. Did Alden get in? I think they did. Touchdown Bulldogs, Jake. Trying to play a little spoiler for Eden North Collins.
I mean, in the position that Alden's in, that's one way to try and do it against a team that, depending on seedings, this game can mean a lot for Eden North Collins. They either get the 2 seed if they win, or if they fall, they get the 3 seed.
Extra point is good. We're going to head over to Game 5. Clarence, Will North, Spartans driving. They're up 3-0. Throw to the left side. Oh, okay. All right. So we were wrong earlier. Williams North did not kick a field goal. They got a touchdown, folks. So they're up 7-0 in the second quarter. It looks like 2:56 to go in the second. Oh, is it 25 seconds? Okay, so that one's nearing. Wow, that's a pretty fast-moving first half there, Jake. It's only 7.
Yeah. It's been a fast-paced game so far.
Second and long for the Spartans. All right, Pioneers up 14-0 over Lakeshore.
What is their playoff implications for Pioneer?
Pioneers all set. They're going to be the 3 seed.
Gotcha.
Minimal gain for the Spartans. This game brought to you by SUNY Cortland.
I think we need to head over. Was it 2 or? It looks like Orchard. I don't know if Orchard Park's Orchard Park's on defense. My bad.
We'll stay here because it looks like Will North just went to a timeout.
Okay. I thought we were going to go to McKinley for a second too, but I think a flag was just thrown in that game. We'll see what Bennett tries to do here. I mean, scoreless here in this one. Big AA game.
Okay, Hamburg's up 21-0 over Frontier.
Why don't we head over to game 3? Wilson, Newfane, something might be brewing there, but let's take a look at this McKinley throw. Pass towards the left side. Diving attempt by Cardell Staples, but couldn't corral it in. Falls incomplete. This game here brought to you by Logistics Plus Buffalo for all your transportation needs. Full truckload, LTL dedicated drop trailer moves. Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. Let's go ahead and move over to game 1 as, Francis Wilson's brewing something. They're down by 13, but now are in the red zone.
See, Wilson. Looks like some kind of penalty was called on Williamsville North. They're starting to move back. We'll get to there after this play. This game brought to you by Damon University. Damon University is a private non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. First and goal.
Trying to get the blocking, move to the outside. Able to get some nice positive yardage there.
All right, Amherst Medal of the Big Cat, I think. Big Cat Trophy. No score at the half between Sweet Home Amherst. I want to check it on 5 because I think that one just went to the half. 6 seconds to go. It looks like I think Clarence might have came up with a stop there. So the Clarence defense holds down only 7-0 right now with 6 seconds to go. It looks like the Red Devils going to get the ball. Maybe one more shot.
Well, let's go ahead over to Newfane Wilson real quick. Under center. Looks like they try to go to Ruba once more. He just got tripped up. He's short about a yard, maybe 2. Looks like a yard it's going to be. But Wilson knocking on the door, looking to get some points for the end of the half.
Why don't we check in on game number 4? Oh, there's some action. Oh, never mind. We'll hold off on that.
Let's see what Wilson's going to do here. They got just over 2 to go. I think McKinley's on a 4th down. Yeah, they got a 4th down play coming up. Maybe we'll head over there real quick after this. Trying to punch this in, diving forward. And touchdown, Wilson. So Wilson able to get the touchdown We're going to head and actually go over to game 2 now.
Looks like it's first and goal for Bennett from about the 9. So Bennett on the doorstep of the end zone. I want to check in with 3 because I see some celebrations by the Vikings.
I think they just got the fourth down stop. Maybe they'll show the replay.
All right, actually, why don't we head back to 2?
Oh, here goes Bennett. And Bennett, with 3:58 to go in the first half, they get the first touchdown of the game.
So Tigers draw first against the Quakers late in the first half, as Jake said. So the Billies not taking anything off, not taking their week off after clinching. They're up 49-0 in the third quarter. In the third quarter over Cheektowaga. 2-point conversion attempt for the Tigers. I formation. Snap, handoff up the middle. And stopped short. So the Tigers are stopped on the 2-point attempt. They now lead 6-0, 3:58 to go in the second quarter. Why don't we check in on game number 4? Looks like it's 14-8. Gowanda over Randolph. 3 seed on the line in Class D. It's absolutely pouring, Jake.
Oh, my goodness.
With the mud on the grass. Folks, this is why we need turf. I don't want to hear the nonsense about how grass is safer.
Well, this isn't the only game.
I know this is an unpopular take.
No, but here's the thing, though. This isn't the only...
Jason Kelsey.
This isn't the only grass field that's dealing with this right now.
Yeah.
You got to remember, Portville and CSP are battling out right now. They might be dealing with similar a situation that both Randolph and Gowanda are doing as well.
I want to check on Game 7. I see some movement there. Look, end of the first quarter, so tied 7-7 between Eden and Alden. We'll head back.
Well, hang on. Actually, I think Alden might have the ball in the red zone. Let's stay here on this one. This game here between Eden North Collins and Alden is brought to you by Binghamton University. So Alden scored not too long ago, Francis. So they already got the ball to start the second quarter, and they're deep in the Eden North Collins territory. So from the 10-yard line at a 3rd and 1.
So Timberwolves get on the board, 29-7 now. In the third quarter, they're down to North Tonawanda in the big TNT game.
And Alden just picked up the first down off a fullback play. I know we were just previous to that go on to Randolph game, but seeing it from our screen, Francis, it looks like it's getting worse.
Yeah.
That rain is coming down hard.
Can we see is it possible? I wonder. I know we have Southwestern Frewsburg. Actually, after this play, we'll go to Game 8.
He got tackled right at the 5.
Want to see if we can check out the scoreboard. Can we go to Game 8, Evan? There we are. Okay, so unfortunately we can't see the scoreboard, but this is Falconer and Southwestern Frewsburg. Trying to see did we get a scoring update from them earlier? No, we haven't gotten a scoring update from them yet.
Let's head back over to Game 7 real quick.
And
Eden trying to make sure they don't get in.
Maryvale's up 36-0 over Albion. That game is at the half. Our other games are kind of near midfield. I know it looks like Randolph is approaching the red zone, so we'll be back there after this. But we want to stick here for this 3rd and goal for Alden, trying to go up on Eden.
Oh, my goodness.
Which Game 1?
No, it was almost Game 4. I don't think they completed the pass, though, but they almost did. They went for a play-action pass in the rain, heavy rain, and looks like they didn't complete it, but it was very close. And they got Eden North Collins to jump.
Eden North Collins jumps. So why don't we head to Game 1, see what's going on there? Oh, look at that. Max Capin taking it himself. Wow, he cuts through a few guys. And it's like
He was
yeah,
short.
he's just short.
He's had one phenomenal season.
He really has.
Like,
Dual threat QB. I think he's in the Connolly Cup conversation.
Oh, he definitely is. And this is why. I mean, look at the situation they're in right now. Yes, they're up by 6, but you got to remember Wilson just scored 2 minutes ago. So now you have your star player trying to make sure that they maintain the lead that they've had throughout this first half.
Not only maintain it,
by putting the
but
ball in his hands.
add to it going to the locker room. That'll be big for their momentum.
No doubt. And you mentioned about Connolly Cup, possible Connolly Cup finalists. I mean, he's done everything you want a Connolly Cup type of guy to do for your team. And he's been, the reason why Newfane's where they're at right now this season.
So first and goal for the Panthers. We'll go back to Alden right after this play. But Newfane trying to go up by 2 scores. Motion man for Wilson. Snap. Capin's going to take it himself. Up the middle. And
he's
touchdown Panthers.
So I don't know if he has 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns. But Capin, I think, might be at 20 rushing touchdowns on the year after that. Might have already hit it already, but because there's been 3 touchdowns so far, but he at least has 2, which we've seen so far.
All right, 4th and goal from the 1 for Alden.
And is that 9:31 to go in the first half?
That's right.
All tied at 7. Wow, can you imagine what this game could be? Alden's able to take the lead. See what they try to do here. Under center. So from the snap, went to the fullback, and he is in for the touchdown. Alden takes their first lead of the night, up 13-7.
Yeah, so Alden staying in this one makes a great play. They take the lead over Eden. We just saw on our other screen here, 2-point conversion attempt fails for Newfane. There must have been some kind of misstep because Capin ended about 20 yards back behind the line of scrimmage. But 23-13, 2-score lead over Wilson late in the first half.
And here's the PAT attempt on the way. Kick is good. 14-7, Alden out in front.
All right, why don't we head to game number 4? Looks like Gawanda's up 14-8.
From the snap, pass there is caught. Trying to cut it over to the outside, just short of the first down marker.
All right, some scoring updates here. Salamanca is up 13-7 over Chautauqua Lake. That one's still in the second quarter. And Cattaraugus Little Valley 22-0 right now over Allegheny Limestone. That's also late in the second quarter. Still no score middle of the second quarter between West Seneca West and West Seneca East. We'll keep an eye on that one.
And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But let's see what this play does here as this fell incomplete. Actually, the Buffalo News was there. Harry Skull was there to see Sean Dolak be one of the honorary captains for that game. Sean Dolak, obviously a linebacker on the NFL team, the Los Angeles Rams, and was also a West Seneca East football player during those dominant years with the Trojans. He actually got a chance to speak to him after Harry Skull got a chance to speak to him after that. So that's pretty cool to see that Dolak able to take some time to come down there to that big rivalry game, which he's had plenty of those experiences taking on the West Seneca West team.
We're going to check in on game number 2. Let's go to Bennett Orchard Park at All High. Looks like the Tigers have the ball back, up 6-0. 2 minutes to go, and they're going to place it at the Orchard Park 21, so plenty of time for the Tigers to go up 2 scores before the half. This game brought to you by, we'll get in our sponsor after this play. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers, drops back to pass, looks, throws, caught. They called that about 4 yards on that one. As this game is brought to you by Richmond Vona LLC. They have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Tigers.
Looking to get a touchdown here before the end of the half. From the snap, inside, Valentine moving that ball forward inside the 10 and to about the 8, maybe 9-yard line. So timeout called here in this one. Why don't we take a look at
3? I want to see what's going on at 3. So still 8-6. Second quarter, 3:48 to go. This one, if you want to watch it, it's on the NFHS network right now. You can watch it in full. Carson Harper, Tim Chifa on the call for this one. McKinley trying to clinch the number 2 seed. Grand Island trying to win by 12 in this one to get the number 2 seed in Class A2. Why don't we head back to game 2? It looks like Bennett is getting even closer to the end zone. 1:05 and counting to go. They're up 6-0 over Orchard Park. You see a little pep in the step from the Tigers as they try to get another score before the half. I formation, snap. It's going to throw over the middle, and that one's incomplete.
Great defense there. Very good job just staying on the man and trying to find a way to deflect the pass.
All right, why don't we head to game number 7? It's Alden and Eden. Remember, we saw Alden just score. They went up 14-7. Eden now driving, trying to tie this one back up. They want to get the 2 seed in Class C North. We head back to 2. Looks like Bennett. And they took a timeout. I wonder if Orchard Park took that timeout because the clock was stopped.
Well, game 8, we saw that Southwestern Frewsburg scored.
Fortunately, our scoreboard is not working over there. Just flash. Yeah, that's not proper. The scoreboard was not properly lit, but Southwestern did score. I want to check in game number 4 right now. Dunkirk Fredonia officially at half. Dunkirk up 7-0 over Fredonia.
So Lackawanna took the lead.
Lackawanna's up over Olean. Big game in B2. Okay, I think we had that one. Or no, we didn't have it at half yet. So 50-0 red and green lead over Lockport. So Jamestown doing their part to try to get at least a 3 seed in that one.
I was going to say with that lead, I didn't know if that had to do something with point differential.
No, okay. That wouldn't affect it because the point differential we're talking about there is between Lancaster and Orchard Park and Jamestown.
Gotcha.
Just those games. Nice run by Winter Mentley Peters. All right, Newfane Wilson is officially at half. It's 23-19. Okay, 23-19. That one's at half. I think why don't we I think once the Bennett drive is over, or once these two drives, this one and the Bennett one is over, we probably want to take a look at our scoreboard because we haven't done that yet tonight.
Right.
And then later tonight, folks, we're going to have a look at those playoff matchups for next week. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, they just took timeout.
And they just took a timeout. So when we head over to game 2, where Bennett is coming back from a timeout. Oh, Bennett just scored.
Yep.
So they're up 12-0 pending 2-point conversion. Yep. He's going to throw over the middle.
And it's picked off. Got intercepted, so the 2-point conversion is no good. But Bennett up 12-0.
All right, let's head over to game number 3. McKinley, Grand Island. Grand Island now inside the red zone. Looks like that's going to be a first down, 1:10 to go and counting for the Vikings. Up 8-6 over McKinley.
And Grand Island, in this case, Francis, what do they got to do?
They got to get 12. So right now they're at 2. So, and of course they take a timeout on us. But yeah, so they need a touchdown and some more. We'll head over to game 4. Gowanda on the doorstep. 4th and 3. Human's going to keep it.
My goodness. What a play. We gotta see a replay of that.
Did he need to go in? I don't think did he need a touch? And I don't think he did. So I think that's going to be enough for 1st and goal.
Yeah, I hope they do a replay of that. I want to see what happened there.
Yeah, that ball was dropped, Jake, and he picked it. I think that ball was supposed to go to the running back, and he dropped it and then took it for a couple of yards. Yeah, that looks, you can see there, they didn't need to get the first, they didn't need to score to get the first down. They're going to do a measurement.
Yeah, they got to get the chain gain out.
Game brought to you by Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout. Open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. After this measurement, we'll head to game number 3 with McKinley.
This looks like a first down. Yeah, it is.
First down. Well, let's head back to 3. That's Grand Island. 1:07 to go. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Vikings, up 8-6. Looks like Will North Clarence is already back to the second half. We'll check it on them in just a minute. Looks like Southwestern's at half. Okay, we'll head to Eden. Coming up next, looks like Eden's in the red zone. But right now it's 2nd and 10 for Grand Island.
North Tonawana's up 36-7 at the end of 3.
And throw is incomplete, knocked down by the defender. You said, what was that NT score?
36-7.
36.
And Eden North Collins just scored.
Wait, did I miss? I think I missed something, Jake.
Well, Eden North Collins
Eden
scored. It's
North
14-13.
And we got to keep an eye on, I think Gowanda had the ball 1st and goal, right? Okay. So they're in a timeout, so we're keeping an eye on that. You have at least 2 games in the red zone. Like, actually 3 in the red zone right now.
Oh, look at this trickery. My Grand Island. Oh, my goodness.
All right, 1st and goal for the Vikings. Let's head to game 4. 2nd and goal for Gowanda. I formation for the Panthers. 3 seed on the line. We'll see if it. There we go. Snap. Handoff up the middle.
And he got stuffed.
He got stuffed. I want to head to see what's going on in game number 4.
Oh, game 5, I think you meant.
I'm game
right?
5. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there was something interesting going on there.
That game is officially in the second half. Looks like there's an injured player for the. Fourth and goal for Clarence. There is an injury, so we'll keep an eye on that. Bennett and Orchard Park has officially hit the half.
Oh, Gwanda scored before the time expired.
So Grand Island did not score. Let's.
From the snap. Pass is caught. And he gets stuffed.
Oh, that's a great play by 27. Jim.
That is huge by number 27 for McKinley. But it's still second and goal. Clock's ticking with 40 seconds to go. And that was a big tackle there by number 27, Avery Stone.
Jumping over to Will North. It looks like
Clarence just scored.
Clarence just scored. They just got a touchdown. We'll head back to 3, though. Second and goal for the Vikings. 20 seconds to go and counting. Throw to the right side. That one is incomplete.
I wasn't near the
Yeah.
of an intended receiver.
See if we'll have any flags there. I get not seeing any laundry on the field. Why don't we head back to 5 real quick? Extra point coming up for Clarence, trying to tie this game.
And remember, folks, for Clarence in this game, they got to win by 10 points or more to get the 1 seed. If not, they get the 3. It looks like a penalty marker came in.
Third and goal for the Vikings. 14 seconds to go. Snap. Looks. Rolls to the right side. He's going to throw.
Oh, man. Very good chance of trying to get in there, but that ball just went to the outside, and it looked like the intended receiver got hurt.
Or college. All right, looks like penalty was on Clarence, so they're going to retry the extra point.
Oh, it got blocked.
So the
huge.
retry is blocked. And in the third quarter, Williamson North leads Clarence 7-6. Kawanda Pine Valley has officially gone to half, 22-8.
Oh, so Eden North
one.
Collins retook the lead. So they got the touchdown to make it 14-13. Then they went for 2 and got it. So they're up by 1. 6:04 to go of the first half.
I think after this play, why don't we look at our live scoreboard? Most of our games right now are at the half or are in a break. This is really the only one that is going on right now. Run by 22 outside for minimal gains. Evan, why don't you do a quick refresh? We'll take a look at the live scoreboard. We don't have everything filled in. We have most of it. You can see. I want to see. Still no score. It looks like that's about to go to the half is West Seneca East, West Seneca West, so that's up to date. For which game? Yep, I'm watching that one too. That's the game we unfortunately can't bring you on this stream. Lancaster to Pew CJ. I think our last update was 7-0 Lancaster in the second quarter. So that one's a little closer than maybe we expected. It's been a little bit since we've had an update, so it could be a much wider game now. Are you ready? Can we pull up the scoreboard, folks? Or Evan? So, folks, you watching at home, we can take a look at our live scoreboard right now. We got a lot of our games have come in. Cheektowaga actually up. They're still down 49-18. That one probably in the fourth quarter now. That we ain't moving along. TNT, North Tonawanda taking care of business. Pioneer 14-0 over Lakeshore last we heard. Maryville was up 36-0 at the half over Albion. I'm just picking out games we haven't been following. Hamburg 21-0 over Frontier. Iroquois 27-0 over East Aurora Holland. Salamanca 13-7 over Chautauqua Lake. Westfield Brockton, that one's for the 2 seed in C South. East and West West Seneca about to head to half with no score. I know Lockport, Jamestown taking care of business against Lockport. Surprised we haven't seen any score updates from the St. Francis game, Jake.
Yeah, I was just checking on both their accounts on X, and there's nothing there yet.
Okay, so Dunkirk leading Fredonia to start the third quarter in that one.
And I know that we have Southwestern Frewsburg Falconer game on our end, but
we can't see a scoreboard.
Yeah, we can't see the scoreboards. But if you're down at that game, let us know. Comment. You can comment on our live stream here or the Empire State EndZone, whether it's on X, Twitter, or YouTube.
All right, and our live scoreboard is brought to you by Western Division. Western Division, home of the great rate. But we'll head to game number 7, brought to you by Binghamton University, where looks like Eden North Collins just came up with a stop, so they now have the ball at 15-14 lead with 3:30 to go in the second quarter. Reminder, folks, new tonight, we're going to show you those quarterfinal matchups for next week. That'll be also brought to you by Western Division. So we'll have that as well.
Oh, do we have an update on the Salamanca game? I don't know what we had on there on the live scoreboard.
I have 13-7 Salamanca.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Still that?
Yeah, it's still that.
Is it in the third quarter now, or is it half?
End of the half.
End of the half. So that's officially at the half. Oh, can we check it on 3? Okay, so it looks like the Vikings were not able to get in. I lost track of that one. So 14-6, that one is at the half. Will North is going to punt up 7-6. And that punt almost did a figure 8 on the field. And so Clarence will take over from their own 45, 7:21 to go in the third quarter. Why don't we head to... No, let's warm-ups over there. All right, why don't we head back to game number 7? Jamestown's up 56-0 at the half. Maybe they're going to tune into us at halftime, Jake. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Just have us going in the locker room on the TV there. We won't tell anybody.
Was there any other scores that we haven't gotten in yet?
Still looking at Medina, Batavia. We haven't gotten anything from.
Is that at Batavia?
It's at Medina.
I don't think they have.
St. Joe's is playing tonight. St. Francis. CSB Portville. That's kind of a big game we haven't heard from.
I'll try to look for that one.
They have Medina scoreboard.
I tried using it last week. I'll look at Portville real quick.
West Seneca East, West Seneca West officially at the half, no score. What was the Dunkirk Fredonia score again? 7-0 Dunkirk.
Was it at Portville?
Yeah, it was at Portville.
Yeah, they don't have anything on there. What was the other one? St. Francis?
Oh, Bob, Jamestown's up 56-0 at the half. We're still looking for Lakeshore Pioneer.
Is that at Lakeshore? Oh, yeah.
They should have their thing going.
Yeah, they would have theirs. Why don't we look?
We head back to. You want to get back to game number 5? Clarence looks like they just got the first down. 5:52 to go in the third quarter. Clarence trying to take the lead in this one.
And then halftime, St. Francis.
Hold on. We got to get
okay.
one thing at a time. So Pioneers up 1-0 over Lakeshore. That's at halftime. Okay, Jake.
And then St. Francis is at the half. They're up 21-14.
They're facing McDowell out of Pennsylvania. Do you have any more updates from Hamburg Frontier? I think our last was a little while ago.
Are they at Frontier or Hamburg?
They're at Frontier.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
2nd and long coming up for the Red Devils. Second half starting appears in Wilson. I want to check game number 7. Is that game at the half yet?
That's got to be.
Actually, that's in a timeout, so we'll hold off on that. It looks like Bennett Orchard Park is about to come back.
Oh, yeah, because I think the last time I tried this, Clarence was playing them, and the scoreboard was tough to read.
All right, why don't we head to game number 1? Yeah, officially back. Wilson's going to start with the ball. Oh, Jake, they have pretty good field position there. They're going to start on the Newfane side. I think there was a replay we missed of the opening kickoff. Or is that? I'm sorry.
No, Newfane's starting it off at Wilson's 41-yard line,
and they're up 25-13. Oh, I missed that one.
What did you have on there?
I had 23.
Nice shovel pass to start off the drive. Trying to cut over to the outside and getting some positive yardage there.
We should point out, Newfane's been in some closer games this year. Last week, they only won by 10. Wilson really hasn't been in any close games.
No, they've not.
I think their closest game was maybe 20-25.
Also, I believe I had it in my notes as well. The only time Wilson, I think it was either Newfane or Wilson. Oh, it was Newfane. Like, they've only allowed 20 points one time this season. Right now, Wilson's at 13. But even on Wilson's side, their defense has only allowed just over 7.5 points a game, and they're already giving up 25. Is that West Seneca West game started? That's still okay. That's still 0-0. Okay. This game here between Newfane and Wilson is brought to you by Damon University. Damon University is a private non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today.
Oh, and a touchdown for 2-point conversion. I'm sorry, for Eden North Collins. So they're now up 23-14. All right, so Fredonia scores. They look to tie things up against Dunkirk. Big rivalry down in the southern tier. Bennett Orchard Park officially back in action for the second half.
All right, so for the 2-point conversion from the snap, able to loft one up and get it in. 2-point conversion's good, and Fredonia now up on Dunkirk 8-7 in the third quarter.
All right, why don't we we're going to head back to game 1. 2nd and 9 now for Newfane. Snap. Capen's going to keep it. And gets a nice gain on 2nd down. Why don't we head back to game 2? There's a flag, though. We'll check in on that in a second. Looks like a punt there by Orchard Park. So Bennett's going to take over. That must have been a quick drive, Jake, because it was 1:02 gone in that third quarter. Now Bennett has the ball. Flag looks like it's on Newfane. Going to pull him back a little bit. Let's see what else is going on here. Why don't we check in back in with Game 5? Last we saw Clarence had the football and was driving a bit. Looks like Will North got the ball back. This game brought to you by SUNY Cortland. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.2.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today. All right. So 49-24, Williamsville South wins as they now get ready for their opening round game next week. They're going to face the 4 seed in the B division, the B2 division. That's yet to be determined. That'll be determined by the Lackawanna-Olean game, which we haven't got an update from them in a while. We'll have to see. It was at half 8-7 Lackawanna last we heard. Trying to see if anyone's getting close to the red zone. Third and 10 for Williamsville North. Weissenberg throws over the middle. Big throw. And that is incomplete. 2:47 to go in the third. Why don't we check in game... Actually, we're going to check in game number 1 in just a moment.
I think Newfane just scored.
Thinks. Yep, Newfane just scored. We'll check on that as soon as we can get there. Like Randolph is at midfield against Gowanda. That game's in the third quarter. Think we're still Eden and Alden is still in the first half. I think the rest of these are now in the second. As it looks like Williamsville North just punted away to Clarence.
Why don't we head over to...
Here we go. Why don't we head over to game number 1?
Yeah, game number 1.
So Newfane, they just scored 33-13. They now lead over Wilson. Onside kick. It's recovered by the Lakemen. Surprise onside kick, Jake. It's my voice, folks. Couldn't convey that enough. We're heading over game 7. Alden still fighting in this one. 1:22 to go, down 23-14. They want to get a score to get closer to Eden, but it looks like there's going to be a penalty on the Bulldogs that's going to bring them back a great deal. When we hit over game number 4, check in over there, the Mud Bowl. Third quarter underway, 22-8 Gowanda, 10:41 to go, second and long coming up for Randolph. I formation for Randolph. Snap. Hands it off. He's got a lane, and he's going to be just short of the first down. This game brought to you by Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. Third and short coming up for Randolph. Why don't we head over to game number 1? I'm seeing some movement there. And it looks like Wilson just had a big play, but I am seeing a flag on there. That could call it back. Why don't we check in game number 2? Haven't been to all high in a little bit. Bennett up 12-0. Still 8:39 to go. They have the ball. 8:39 to go in the third quarter. It looks like they're going to punt to Orchard Park.
We'll head over to... I don't know if you want to head back over to game 7 or maybe go to 6.
Alden, that looks like an incomplete pass.
Second down and 25.
Yeah, it'll create 3rd and 25. We'll head to 4. Randolph just got the first down. They're approaching the red zone with 9 minutes to go. Snap. Handoff, minimal gain. Yeah, I think they're at the 22, so just outside the red zone. This game to decide the 3rd seed in Class D. Why don't we head to game number 5, where 1:50 to go in the third. Clarence with the ball. It looks like they're about to punt to Will North. Down 7-6, because Clarence needs to win, I think, by 10. That was I had. It needs to win by 10. They're now down. They're down by 1. Williamsville North trying to get the 1 seed in the A1. We'll head to game 6, where Fredonia has an 8-7 lead, but it looks like that Dunkirk with the ball. Dunkirk with the ball at the 30-yard line in the third quarter. We'll head back to game 4, Randolph-Gowanda, where Gowanda just came up with an interception. So the Gowanda defense makes a play, and they're keeping up their 22-8 lead in that one. Why don't we check in on game number 2? We just saw a punt from Bennett. Orchard Park has the ball. It looks like they're starting to move it. 7:24. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. I think the scoreboard's wrong. Yeah, Orchard Park has the ball. The scoreboard says it's Bennett, but it actually is Orchard Park with the football. 1st and 10 from their own 46. Snap, handoff up the middle, and the Bennett defense comes up strong. No gain, maybe a loss. Game brought to you by Richmond Vona LLC. They have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4131 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. We hit a game 4. I see some, looks like Clarence has been, I'm sorry, game number 5. I apologize. Where Clarence has been, I'm sorry, it looks like Williamsville North got the ball back. They must have just got it back. I don't know if that was a punt or interception, because they haven't moved it on the scoreboard yet. All right, Lackawanna is now up 14-7 over Olean. That one now in the third quarter. Run by North gets a couple yards. Why don't we head back to 4? I'm sorry. We'll head to 4. Gowanda just had that interception. And pass to the left side gets a couple yards. We're going to head to game number 7, brought to you by Binghamton University. 20 seconds to go, it looks like. 23-14 still for Eden. Is it Eden with the ball? Eden's got the ball. Trying to get another score. Trying to get up to 17 to get that second seed. All right, 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 48-7. or 43? 43-15, North Tonawanda leads. (47-6). Sorry, 47-6. Iroquois leads East Aurora Holland in the third quarter. Looks like there was a penalty on Eden. That pulled him back a little bit. Yeah, everybody's kind of at midfield right now. Why don't we pull up the Octobox, actually? So you can see we have 8 games in action right now. Oh, why don't we go on with game number 7 right now? I see some movement. And a big play for Eden. 12 seconds to go. There must have been a play, either maybe a pass went out of bounds or was caught and went out of bounds. So Eden now has the ball. I say the 29, 12 seconds to go. Eden must have a play dialed up. I think this is probably a passing situation, Jake. I think.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about
Passing
it.
situation.
You have a guy like Brady Waring, you're going to sling it. I think they might just call timeout.
Timeout. Let's head over to All High. And they take a timeout. It looks like, was that Orchard Park driving? Yeah. Hey, Orchard Park is inside the red zone. Why don't we head game number 1, where Newfane, or number 3.
Yeah, we got to go 3. See if this one's going to hold up as a touchdown, but there's a penalty marker.
Yeah. This game number 3 is brought to you by Logistics Plus. For all your transportation needs, full truckload LTL, dedicated, and drop trailer moves, Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. Located near the warehousing needs, contact Logistics Plus.
So what would have been a chance for McKinley to tie it up at 14? A penalty hurts them in that situation.
Coming back from the timeout at All High, it's Orchard Park. Looks like it's 1st and goal for the Quakers from the 8. Down 12-0, 5:46 to go in the third. Snap. Handoff up the middle to the left side.
Oh, he's in.
I think that's number 10 on the touchdown, but you're right, Jake. Quakers get on the board. 5:41 to go in the third quarter.
That's huge for them. If you've seen this Orchard Park team play throughout the season, you know how quick they can go up and down the field. But they were able to execute it there on the running back draw play, and now they're just a point after try away to cut this deficit to 5.
Looks like they're going to go for the extra point.
And they got a penalty.
Why don't we head over to game 1? We just saw a big pass there. Looks like they marked it incomplete. So Newfane really tried to go for the jugular up by 20, but that falls incomplete. When we head back to 2. Oh, was there a penalty on Orchard Park? Remember the last time there was a penalty on an extra point, Jake? Let's see what happens here for the Quakers. Snap. Kick is up. And it's good.
5:41 to go in the third. 12-7 Bennett. But Orchard Park able to respond with a touchdown of their own.
All right, when we head to game number 5.
And someone jumped. Looked like the offense moved, but I think the defense may have gotten a little bit too excited as well.
All right, here's a big update. Chautauqua Lake takes the lead. They now lead 14-13 over Salamanca. 7:43 to go in the third quarter.
And what are the implications there if Chautauqua Lake wins?
That one is a battle for the 2 seed.
Okay.
And Salamanca can drop as far as the 4 seed, depending on how the rest of C South plays out. All right, second final of the evening. The Lumberjacks win TNT 43-15 over the Timberwolves. So another edition of TNT is officially in the books. Passing complete. Where do we want to head to next? Why don't we check in on 3? We had some flags there. 3rd and 13 coming up for McKinley. Still with the ball, down 14-6. 9:31 to go in the third quarter. Ward's going to keep it himself.
Well, he's got some good yardage.
He got some good yardage. Sets up a very manageable 4th down for McKinley. When we head to game 5, second and long for Williamsville North. 10:05 to go in the third. They're up by a point. Weissenberg throws over the middle.
Oh, I was almost picked off.
Yeah, you're right. That was a very dangerous throw for Weissenberg. All right, we're going to head over to game 3. Looks like McKinley just got that first down on 4th and 4. That was Ford. It looks like he took it. And it's going to set up McKinley. Going to be in the red zone or just outside of it? Look, just like inside.
19-yard line.
So the max. Trying to at least keep this one close. 12 is the magic number for the Vikings to get the 2 seed. If they come up anything short of that, it's the max that get the 2 seed. But, of course, McKinley, they probably just want to win the football game.
There's a toss play. Staples just trying to stay up, and he's just going to go out of bounds, only picking up a gain of maybe a yard or 2.
All right, so Fredonia Dunkirk going into the 4th quarter. That's still 8-7 Hillbillies there.
Oh, they're going to go back to Ford again. Up the middle. Ford trying to juke it to the outside. Gets tackled inside the 10 and around the 6-yard line. I love the speed by Kalon Ford. He's shown to be a very good dual threat quarterback throughout the season.
Yeah. All right, officially at half, Eden North Collins, 23-14. They lead over Alden. And if my math is right, that's a 9-point lead, Jake, and they need 17. So they'll be looking for more points in the second half, but we'll come back here to Grand Island. You can see McKinley first and goal, 7:45 to go and counting in the third. Handoff and touchdown McKinley.
And that was number 2 for McKinley that was able to punch it into the end zone. That in being, looks like that was Cardell Staples there that got the carry. Normally he's listed as the wide receiver coming up with the big catches, but that time they used him in the running attack and he got the touchdown.
All right, after this we'll head over to Williamsville North Clarence. McKinley, of course, going to go for 2. Offset eye.
Going to go to Staples again to the outside, and he's in. Tied up all at 14, 7:34 to go in the third.
All right, we're going to head over to Williamsville North. All right, so the Clarence defense comes up with the stop after the Spartans had been driving. Still 7-6. Williamsville North leads. 9:08 to go in the third quarter. Snap. Clarence looks. Big throw. And that one's incomplete.
St. Francis is still up 21-14 midway through the third quarter, and looks like they got the ball back.
Still looking. We really need some updates from CSP Portville. Oh, wait, we're going to head to 2.
Right now, I don't think Portville turned on their camera.
Jake, look at this. Orchard Park inside the red zone, down 5, 4 minutes to go and counting. They have an opportunity here to take the lead. 1st and 10 for the Quakers. Snap. Handoff up the middle. A few tough yards there. It's going to sit up 2nd. Oh, the pile's still moving. That's going to be awfully close to a first down, Jake.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Orchard Park is just not letting up at all, making sure this game stays close so where they can get a chance.
Second and short, 2nd and 5. And that time the Bennett defense sniffs that one out. Come up with stop for no gain, maybe even a loss on 2nd down. This game brought to you by Richmond Vona LLC. They have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today or visit richmondvona.com.
Okay, so there is a broadcast for the CSP Portville game. There is no score bug yet, but they are close to the scoreboard that's out by the facility. So once I get a good camera angle on it, I'll get a good chance of the update of that game. Right now, CSP has the ball.
4th down coming up for Orchard Park. You gotta admit me. You gotta let me in.
Oh, that's a big play. Huge sack. And I believe that was on 4th down off the edge. Bennett comes in, able to take down Hassett, and they'll take over up 12-7. We'll head over to game 1. Newfane and Wilson. Wilson down by 20 with 51 seconds to go in the third, but looking for a chance to score. Well, hang on. We'll move over to game 5 as it looks like Clarence has got on the board and taken the lead.
I think Clarence has got to go for 2 here. All right, 10 is their magic number. This is 5. The 2 they really should get to be safe. Okay. No, they're going to go for 2. Clarence can get the number 1 seed or fall to 3, depending on this one ends up. Snap. Looks, throws to the opposite side, and this one is incomplete. So 12-7, Clarence leads in the third quarter. We head over to Wilson. 28 seconds to go in the third. Wilson with the ball. They're trying to score down 20.
Scoring update. There's finally been a touchdown in the West Seneca rivalry. West is up on East 7-0 in the third quarter. And Wilson gets in for the touchdown.
So Wilson not going away.
Still going to try and look for a score from that CSP Portville game.
Go to game. Okay, so Randolph scored. It's now 22-15. Randolph leads in this one. Battle for third seed in Class D.
Oh, here we go. CSP's up on Portville 20-14. That might be a little bit outdated because I saw on the score it was 22 on their scoreboard on the field, so it might be 22-14. CSP up on Portville. But definitely let us know there if there is an update on that score.
Okay, so extra point no good for Wilson. Now 33-19. Newfane leads in the battle for the number 1 seed in Class D. We'll head up back to All High Stadium. You saw Bennett just come up with that goal line stand. They have the ball back, and it looks like they just got a first down. 1:31 to go in the third quarter. Would love a touchdown to try to seal this one, or not quite seal it, but get themselves in a better position heading into the fourth quarter. Lackawanna Olean has officially gone to the fourth quarter with the Steelers up 14-0. And a big run for the Tigers, get another first down. 1 minute to go in the third.
Do we have an update at all from that Pioneer game? I know we brought that up. I can look it up real quick.
Why don't we check in on game number 4? Looks like it's Gowanda approaching the red zone. All right, Pioneer leads 34-0. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Pioneer already clinched the third seed in Class B, but looking to end the regular season on a high note heading into the playoffs. First and 10 coming up for Gowanda. Game 4 brought to you by Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout. Open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. Let's head to game number 5. And it looks like the Spartans just scored. Touchdown, Williamsville North. We're catching the very end of it. And I want to... we can't see that.
Well, they're up 13-12.
Yeah, 13-12 pending the extra point.
Because Clarence was up 12-7. They couldn't get the 2-point conversion. But yeah, Williamsville North. Yeah, we'll try to. Oh, looks like they're going for the PAT. But that's big, though. I mean, Clarence just scored not only like a minute ago, and you already get down the field and score.
I mean, talk about taking away momentum, right? That's the big part of it.
Exactly.
Not only do you take back the lead, you take away momentum. Kick was up and good, so it's going to be
14-12.
14-12.
Also want to thank some of our sponsors tonight: Pathfinder College Planning, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, Trench Trophy, recognizing the top linemen of Western New York, and Lewis & Lewis PC, located at 37 Franklin Street in Buffalo.
All right. Actually, can we head to 7? Okay, so they're at halftime. Okay. I was seeing the warm-ups and was thinking the game was at... Why don't we head to game 4? 3rd and 8 coming up for Gowanda. Snap Capozzi throws. And it's a decent game. That's going to be close to a first down. All right, Bennett and Orchard Park officially in the fourth quarter. Bennett is up 12-7. I think Southwestern Frewsburg has officially come to an end. We're still waiting on a score there. Wait, Sweet Home's up. They got a touchdown with 4 seconds to go in the game. with 1 second to go in the game. Wow. So Sweet Home scores on a scoop and score with a second left in the game. The only score of the game.
Oh, man. Was that on Huddle? I wonder if we should just show the replay of that.
I don't know if we'll be able to get it to it in time.
Well, I mean, Southwestern Frewsburg game's over. I mean,
I don't know how long they'll leave it up, but yeah.
I mean, I know it just be for one play, but that's a crazy ending.
Well, it looks
to a football game.
Jake, it looks like the Randolph defense, as we were talking, just got to stop, and they have the ball back down 22-15 late in the third quarter. That's about to head into the fourth. Where do we want to head to next? Why don't we head to 2?
Yeah, let's see what's brewing up in number 2.
It's All High Stadium. Battle for the 1 seed in AA. It looks like it's Bennett with the ball. They have it at about, we're going to call that the 26, second and long, up 12-7 in the fourth quarter. All right, why don't we cue up the Sweet Home play? Here we go. Exciting finish. Brought to you by Colvin Cleaners.
And this is what ended the game? Okay, yeah. Okay, so we'll take a look here. Amherst.
Oh, we see it came out.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Just incredible.
So is that game gone final? It was 7-0. Okay.
There's a deep shot downfield for Grand Island, and what a catch. Absolutely phenomenal play. End of the third quarter, Chautauqua Lake's up on Salamanca 21-13. That play you just saw from Grand Island, that was number 1, Jonathan Novell, the senior wide receiver, making a big catch.
Is that Salamanca game in the third or fourth quarter?
They're in the fourth.
In the fourth quarter. Was the Salamanca Chautauqua Lake game the one that the link didn't show up, Evan? Okay.
Snap. Trying to escape the pressure, moving outside the pocket, finding an open man, and grabbing the catch and going out of bounds, or it looks like he was still in play at the 15-yard line. But Grand Island moving down the field. This game tied up at 14. Wow, that's what a way to end that game. Off a defensive touchdown, a fumble recovery with 12 seconds to go in that game. Absolutely surreal.
Well, they still have, I think, matchup games, and they still play matchup games, and I don't know. I don't think they would qualify for Punky Bowl, top of my head. But right now it's Grand Island. Tie game, folks. 2:15 to go and counting, and we have a timeout. Why don't we head to game number 2? I want to see. I think Bennett scored. So Bennett scored. They did not get the 2 points, so it's 18-7 right now for the Tigers. 10:37 to go in the third quarter. What was that, Evan? Oh, game 7. Okay. Looks like Eden has the ball on their own end. 23-14. They lead. That's 9. They need 17. And that's what be 11. Wait, I can't do math. They're up by 9.
They need.
What do they
need? Need 8 more points.
They need 8 more points. So a touchdown, 2-point conversion. Actually, wait a minute. It's Alden with the ball.
Yeah,
Alden has the ball. They're driving. Oh, you know what? We're facing opposite ways. That's what threw me off.
But even regardless, though, I mean, Eden's got to get a stop here, and they got to score a touchdown.
All right, back
2 points.
Back to the island. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Snap. QB's trying to get away, cannot. And he's sacked for a big loss. Let's head over to 1, where it looks like Wilson has it. 1st and goal.
Here we go.
Snap up the middle. He stopped short. 9 minutes to go and counting. 2nd and goal. Wilson, you can't really waste much time on this. You got to score.
And
I think you got to think about an onside here if you do score.
but not only that though, only a touchdown puts it within 8 points. You got to try to find a way to. I don't know if they did a PAT last time or 2-point conversion, but you got to get something. You got to convert on those.
Yeah.
You get this touchdown.
Maryvale wins 49-6 over Albion.
Oh, he got in. Touchdown Wilson. And they cut this lead now to 8 points. Not over yet there, folks. Up in Niagara County. Big rivalry game there between Wilson and Newfane. This game decides the 1 seed in Class D.
Why don't we head back to 3 real quick while we wait for the next play. 3rd and 18 now for the Vikings. Tie game, 1:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. I think we want to head back. Actually, we want to head back to Wilson. They're about to go for the extra point. Game brought to you by Damon University. They're a private, non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today.
Rolling out to the right side, trying to find a man, but it's incomplete. So Wilson's going to have to get a big stop on defense and then go back down the field to score and get a 2-point conversion to tie this game up.
We have a couple games close. I want to head to game 7. Looks like Alden has it. Did Alden score?
Alden just scored.
Alden just scored.
They're now down by 3. They're going to go for 2. Unless it's for a PAT here.
This game brought to you by Binghamton University. We'll head to Williamsville North next.
Yeah, they're going to go for 2 here.
I formation. Handoff is
he
stopped. We'll head to 5.
Will North's up 14-12.
How many points does... let me actually find the game first. Alden has 20.
Yeah. Well, it's 3. They're up by 3.
Right.
So they,
so 20,
so
23 to 20.
Yeah.
That's in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
This one's still in the 3rd quarter, right? This Williamsville North game?
No, it's 4th.
This is in the 4th?
Yeah. Well, for Eden North Collins, they need to score 2 touchdowns to go up by 17.
Are we sure this one's in the 4th? Okay. I mean, I don't think they could even... They need 2 scores, Clara. If you're Clarence, you need 2 scores.
Yeah.
Well, we head to game number 4. Randolph in the red zone. 3rd and 3 right now. 7 minutes to go. Down a touchdown. Snap. Handoff up the middle. It's a short gain, but it might be enough for a first.
You know what the other interesting is for that Will North game? Their kicker's got a good leg. So even if they settle for a field goal and go up by 5, you still have to come up away with 15 points with a minute and 40 seconds left just to even try to get a win.
Yeah.
And get that 10-point lead.
All right, Jake, it looks like Randolph was short, so this is going to be 4th and less than a yard coming up for the Cardinal. All right, the Bulldogs of Hamburg defeat their rival Frontier 36-13 to 14. That one is final. Another final tonight.
Yeah,
as we rivalry game.
Yeah, as we pass the 9 o'clock hour.
And it looks like you have a timeout. You want to head to game 1? Game 1 looks like Newfane has the ball. Must have kicked it off. I'm not sure I don't think they tried for an onside. So Wilson desperately needs a stop to stay in this one. Snap, Capon. He's going to take it himself, and he'll get a good chunk. I don't know if it'll be enough for the first down, but a very manageable 3rd down coming up for Newfane. Why don't we head back to 5? where it looks like there was another timeout taken.
We got 59.4 seconds to go.
You see, why don't we head back to 1? 3rd and 2 coming up for Newfane. Wilson, they really need this stop, Jake.
Yeah, no doubt. They got to get it here.
All right, so Jamestown. Last we saw was 56-0. 57.
I think one of the comments on our YouTube broadcast said 57-0.
Why don't we head to game 5? 59 seconds to go. Handoff, Williamsville North. A run. That was 3rd and goal.
Final score 57-14, Jamestown over Lockport.
So Jamestown takes care of business themselves. If Bennett holds on, Jamestown can get the 3 seed in AA. Yeah, that's right. They could host Lockport next week. We'll have to go back and look at that, but I think you're right, Evan. 4th and goal coming up for Williamsville North. I think they're going to let the clock run and maybe take a timeout, Jake. And maybe they will try let's see, 13.2 seconds to go.
Is it 4th down?
Yeah, 4th and goal.
Their kicker has a good leg. They could just kick a field goal and go up by 5. Because like obviously Will North wants to win the game, but even if they do lose, Clarence wouldn't have enough time to go and win by 10.
No. But if you,
Yeah.
but if right now, but now they're
do though.
But right now, well, wait a minute. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, it all depends what they want to do. But I mean,
Like
if you want to go the safe route, you could just try kick a field goal attempt, and then even if they block it,
Actually, let's head to 1.
even if they block it, they need 15 seconds left to go down and score.
4th and 2 right now for Newfane. Capon gonna try it himself. Oh,
there he
around
goes!
him.
There goes Capon. My goodness, touchdown, Newfane.
I know. I thought they were gonna get him in the backfield, and instead he gets in for the touchdown.
We gotta go to let's go to game 5 real quick. They're gonna go for it. Try to go for a pass. It's caught. Touchdown, Will North. With 8.6 seconds to go. Why don't we go back to game 1 real quick, just so we could see the replay when we get that opportunity. But just saw Newfane go up now by 14. They're gonna see if they might go for the 2-point conversion. And you just saw Will North extend their lead. They're up now 19-12. Yeah, and that's going to put them in a spot there that clinched the 1 seed. Pass there, falls incomplete. Let's see if we can get a replay. We might get a replay from this broadcast on that 4th down play.
I don't think we're gonna get it. Why don't we head to 5? See what happened with the 2-point play. I can't see the scoreboard. So it looks like Williamsville North missed the 2-point conversion. 20-12 with just 8 seconds to go. 3rd and goal and counting for Randolph down a touchdown. 3:30 to go in this 4th quarter. Going to look to throw. It's caught. Touchdown, Randolph.
All right. Great job there by Randolph. Just 1 point away to tie the ball game up.
Only check in game number 3 for a second. Still a tie game. Early in the 4th quarter. Max 3rd and short. We'll check in on this play before we see the conversion. Actually, let's head over to 2. Where Bennett is still moving, is still knocking on the door. They're up 18-7. 4:39 to go. We'll head back to 4 extra point coming up for Randolph. Going to try to tie this up with 3:22 to go. This one's big, Jake.
Snap is down. Kick is on the way. And the PAT is good. 3:22 to go. Go on to Pine Valley and Randolph, all tied at 22.
Let's head to 2. All High Stadium. Bennett trying to add on to their lead. Toss out to the left side. And still getting a... Oh, he breaks back inside, Jake.
Wow.
That's not how that was designed, Jake. That was 12?
Yeah, that looked like that might have been number 12. Now they signal for the touchdown. That is crazy.
Let me see if I can pull that up.
No, that might be
game.
on your end.
Yep. Trying to find the number 2 folder. That was Dante Hampton, who had that amazing touchdown run. Going for 2 now are the Tigers. Looking to throw.
Looked like that fell incomplete.
That fell incomplete. So is it 24-7? Yeah. 20.
Oh, update. St. Joe's is up 35-24 in the fourth quarter. Going to go to Staples with the running attack, getting inside the 10 and brought down close to the 7, maybe 8-yard line.
You had the St. Joe's update, right?
No, St. Francis.
Oh, there's a St. Joe's update too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, St. Joe's is up 35-24 in the fourth quarter. My bad. St. Francis is up 35-21 on McDowell.
That's not confusing at all.
I think I had the teams mixed up with the score.
Well, they both scored 35. How dare they do that to us?
Well, this guy just scored. Kalon Ford. McKinley takes the lead. Just over 9 to go in the game. So Will North taking down Clarence. So that means Will North gets the 1 seed. And let's see the notes here real quick. So yeah, so Will North will get the 1 seed in Class A1. They'll go 6-2 overall, 6-0, undefeated in league play. And as for Clarence, I believe they get the 3 seed now.
Yeah, they're going to fall to the 3rd seed because they lost head-to-head to... Or, I'm sorry. Because they lost... Or they have 2 losses.
Yeah, well...
So that's what does it.
Yeah. And then West Seneca West has the 2 seed, right?
Yep. 2 point is good for McKinley.
And this game... Let me take a look at this real quick. This game for McKinley... I believe it's a win, and they just get the 2 seed.
Yep.
And then Grand Island, if this game goes as it is, McKinley will get the 2 seed. Grand Island will go to the 4 seed.
Verdoni's up 16-7 over Dunkirk. That one's in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and they have to. So is that 29-20? And now they're up by 11. This is big for them. And here's the thing, though. Eden North Collins knows how to put points on the board. They've also given up a lot of points as well. So they got 3:39 left in the 3rd quarter. They got to play shutdown defense and score again to at least go up by 17.
What was that again? I missed it. I want to update the score.
31-20 Eden North Collins.
31-20. That's still in the 3rd.
That's still in the 3rd. But their defense needs to play lights out the rest of the way, so they can't give up any more points.
Wanda with 2.5 minutes to go, tie game. Remember, winner of this game gets the 3 seed. This game brought to you by Wingnuts, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout. Open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. Third and 8 coming up for Gowanda.
End of the third, West is up on East 7-0. That's West Seneca West. Maritime.
They play tomorrow.
Oh, they play tomorrow?
Yeah. Not sure what score you're looking at then.
Well, they tweeted out 1-0 and I got confused, but okay.
So that's good news for Salamanca, that's good news for Portville, who had a loss to Falconer and it was in trouble of falling out. Oh, speaking of Portville, we have a final, Jake. The Panthers defeat CSP 22-20.
Portville beat CSP?
Yep.
My goodness, that's an impressive win. Here's the last scoring update from Lancaster. Lancaster was up 41-0 on Depew, but that's all that we have so far. That's not the official final score yet. But they were up 41-0 on Depew. Wow. I'll say this. When I had the couple games of broadcasting, for the Lackawanna, the couple times West New York Athletics down there, that team, that coaching staff, a lot of the coaching staff and players on the team thought that team was not going to be as good as they were compared last year and the past couple of years because of the losses they had on defense and obviously in the running attack. But they're showing you once again just how talented those group of kids are and how athletic they are.
Check this out, Jake. 4th and 7 for Gowanda. And he's going to be just short, Jake. He's going to be about a yard short on the QB keeper, Capozzi. And Randolph is going to take over. 1:32 to go in the game. This game being shown in full on the NFHS network. I want to head to game number 1. It's 39-25. Looks like Wilson scored.
Oh, Newfane.
Iroquois 47-6. They defeat East Rahama.
Oh no, that's Newfane that scored. So they're up.
No, I think
25.
Yeah, 39-25.
Yeah, they were up by 8 and then they scored. So
yeah, that was the Capon touchdown. Remember in the 4th down?
Oh yes, yeah.
All right, looks like Newfane is going to come away with the number 1 seed. We just saw a penalty. It looks like it was unsportsmanlike on Wilson. That should pretty much seal it for the Panthers. Why don't we head to game number 2 real quick? See if Bennett. It looks like the Tigers are going to run out the clock 24-7. They lead the Quakers. Bennett about a minute 20 away from getting the number 1 seed in Class AA, which is a bye for the Tigers. When we head to game 3, tight game on the island. Grand Island just incomplete. Now going to make it 3rd and 26 for the Vikings down a touchdown. 7:28 to go in the 4th.
Yeah, that Bennett Orchard Park game officially went final. 24-7. Bennett's going to take the 1 seed in Class AA, have that first round bye.
Then we can say with that and the Jamestown score, Orchard Park is going to get the 2 seed. Jamestown will get the 3, and Lancaster, who just last week could have gotten the 1 seed, they're going to be the 4 seed in AA. Jake, if you want to take control from here, I'm going to start updating our brackets, folks. We're going to have brackets in a little bit as we're watching some of these close games come to a close. We're going to have the brackets of what next week's matchups are going to look like, but I do need a little bit of time to update them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and move over to game 4. This is Randolph against Gowanda. Looks like you got a 4th down coming up, and it looks like both teams just called timeout. Why don't we check on game number 7? This is an interesting one, folks. So, looks like Alden's going to punt the ball, and Eden's going to get it back just over a minute to go in the third. So Eden, they can either get the 2 or the 3 seed. And a really big part of that 2 seed is not only winning the game, but also by how much they win in this game. They got to get 17 points or more to get the 2 seed. So even if they win and win by 10, just per se, they won't get the 2 seed. They'll get the 3 seed. So this is a big game for them to not only win, but try to win by 17 or more. And we just saw that on that punt return. They'll have an opportunity to do that. We'll go ahead and move back over to game 4. 4th and 3. This is a big one. This is for, I believe, the 3rd seed in Class D. But, man, this is a fun one. They've had a torrential downpour throughout the game. Plenty of the areas down in the southern tier have had some heavy rain throughout the game. And as you can see, that field is taking a beating from this game so far. But with 40 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter, Randolph going to go for a fake. And he might... Oh, my goodness, Francis.
Man. That's the second measurement in this game.
He's going to be so close to that first down marker. He stretched out his arms, and they give him the first down. A fake punt, passing for 3 yards out. He just got enough for the first down. Holy moly, that is incredible. Now Randolph's going to have to spread this out wide. They got less than 30 seconds to go. First down. Snap. Bobbled. Trying to roll out to the left side. Able to shake off a guy. Now for a deep shot downfield. And it is picked off. It is intercepted by Gowanda Pine Valley, who will go ahead and take it out of bounds inside their 40-yard line with 14 seconds left to go and 2 timeouts remaining for them. Might get some overtime football here, but looks like they might have 10 seconds left instead of 14. So right now we got a couple of games that have gone final. Looks like Newfane went final. Okay. So Newfane extends their lead. Now up by 21, just under 2 to go in that one. This one here, all tied up at 22. Pass is caught, and he's able to go up the middle to the 35 to the 30, staying up on his feet. Got to get the timeout. Clock hits 0. We'll see if there's any time remaining. Gowanda did have 2 timeouts left, but we got to know how much clock they have remaining. Obviously, their next play will be the final one of the 4th quarter. And it looks like 1 second is what Gowanda's going to have. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at game number 3 as we just got a big return by Grand Island. They're currently down by 8. 5:40 to go. They got a big punt return. They're in McKinley territory. Why don't we check game 6 real quick? That game went final, but they have the score. So Fredonia, Francis, beat Dunkirk 16-7.
Put that in our live scoreboard.
We'll head back to game 3. Yeah, we'll go back to game 4. This game here is brought to you by Wing Nuts Buffalo. Located near the Buffalo Airport, 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in and order for takeout. Open Monday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. Last play of the 4th quarter. Feeling the pressure. Trying to roll out to the left side. Going to go and take a shot downfield. And it is caught. Oh! And it's a touchdown! A spicy play by Gowanda Pine Valley. And on their home field, get the victory over Randolph.
Wow. Wow.
Spicy as the wings you get from Wing Nuts. What a play. A Hail Mary for the victory. Oh,
wow.
My goodness. We can backtrack that if you want to, Evan. Well, Tim's not at that game.
No, it's Alex at the game. Let's give it another second. If not, we'll back it. I think we want to save that replay as well. Wow.
I don't think they're going to show it. Why don't we go ahead and backtrack this broadcast? Yeah. You have the roster sheets. I want to know who.
Which game number is this? Game 4?
Yeah, yes. 4. Hold on a second, folks. We're going to try to do this.
Yeah, why don't you take
manually?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because NFHS. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was Carter Capozzi who was the quarterback who made that Hail Mary throw. Maybe we'll get an opportunity to take a look. How about 2 game-ending, like late game plays, Francis? We saw it from Sweet Home and Amherst, and now we just saw Wagwanda Pine Valley against Randolph.
Yeah, certainly exciting week 8 so far.
This one could be just as exciting, too. McKinley, Grand Island. Grand Island going for a deep shot downfield, and it's picked off. Intercepted. Picked off by the other quarterback, Kalon Ford. Playing in the secondary, getting the interception. That is a huge play for them. All right, so Newfane remains undefeated, and they will secure the 1 seed in Class D. Wilson will have the number 2 seed. And with that, there's only 3 undefeated teams left.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Frewsburg's
one.
Southwestern
Frewsburg.
Health Sciences is the other one, and Newfane's now the other one.
Another final, St. Joe's defeating University Prep out of Section 5, 42-24. So Chautauqua Lake leading 28-13. We had Salamanca up with 21-13 earlier. Wait, hold on. We had Salamanca up 21-14 earlier. Okay.
Huh. Where's that game at?
That game is at Chautauqua Lake.
We should look at the huddle camera. They have a good one.
That was the one that wasn't working.
Okay. Of all the times we've had it.
I know.
That's okay.
So Lackawanna clinches was that 14? Yeah, 15. So Lackawanna clinches the 2 seed in Class B North.
See if we get. I'm going to see in our comments section if there's any other games. If anyone commented any of them that went final. Looks like nothing there. Yeah, just a reminder, guys, if there's a game we haven't gotten yet, as Cardell Staples for McKinley looking to seal the deal, take it up the middle, and he is in for the touchdown. Cardell Staples, have a day, young fella. Getting it done on the ground and through the air, and McKinley up by 14. That looks like to be the final nail in the coffin.
It was the repeat that one more time. All right, so Cattaraugus Little Valley defeats Allegheny Limestone 30-0, and that will wrap up Class D in terms of the standings. Little Valley will get the 7th seed. Allegheny Limestone will get the 8th seed.
Okay, we have a scoring update. Chautauqua Lake's up on Salamanca 28-19. That comes from the Salamanca football account.
Okay, let me put that one more time.
Salamanca's up. I'm sorry. Chautauqua Lake is up on Salamanca 28-19.
28-19. That's late in the fourth quarter?
That would be my guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the fourth quarter.
So D is all figured out. I think, hold on, let me get my notes, see where the rest of B went. Just about to settle B. So Lackawanna 1. So you.
What's going on in Game 7? Anything from there? What about Eden North Collins? Nothing's going on? Okay.
Oh, do we have a Grand Island final?
Well,
okay.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we head to our can we look up? Can we have the live scoreboard?
Yeah.
Or hang on.
Why don't we do the live scoreboard?
Well,
Yeah,
let's do this one real quick. Looks like they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. Rolling out to the left side, trying to give it a man, and looked like it was incomplete. There was a penalty marker down. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and transition to the live scoreboard?
What was that? All right, West Seneca West 14-0 over West Seneca East. That's final. Still 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Why don't you do the live scoreboard, Evan?
Fine.
Yeah.
St. Francis just went final 35-28 over McDowell.
You can take a look our Western Division live scoreboard. Western Division, home of the Great Rate. You can see some rivalry games. North Tonawanda wins big.
Wait, hey, is that Albion Maryville score?
Correct. That must have got knocked off.
Okay.
That's not correct. Was that 49 or something? 46? I think I must have cut off the second digit.
Yeah. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we go back to the main camera? We'll go ahead and get all that sorted out real quick. But guys, week 8. You knew it was going to be wild. You knew you were going to have some crazy competition, but I wasn't imagining, Francis, a moment where I would see two teams, maybe at least one game where you would get that last second game-winning touchdown. But we've seen at least 3 of them tonight that have not only, had big playoff implications, but even game-winning touchdowns against teams that we didn't expect to happen, especially that Sweet Home Amherst game.
Yeah, I think, end of the regular season, anything crazy has to happen.
Right.
I think the most shocking thing, and I think the people in Newfane won't like this, but I think it's the Panthers putting a big number on Wilson.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
I agree with that as well, considering the last matchups that they've had. A lot of them have been very, very close games. And this was one where when Wilson scored to make it a 33-25 game, an 8-point lead for Newfane, I'm like, oh, here we go now. We got a close game late on in the fourth quarter, and Newfane just shut that down right away.
And Capon really made a statement tonight in terms of the Connolly Cup. We knew he was he was probably a finalist heading into tonight, but I think you really have to have a conversation whether he deserves to win it. I know it's tough because he's in Class D, and it's always going to be tough for those Class D players to, win the award against because so many of the other guys they face stronger competition. But man, he put on a performance tonight.
Yeah, he definitely did. He'll definitely get a Conley Cup nomination tonight. Just like the.
No, I'm talking about in the conversation to win it.
No, I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is he's going to get another, Conley Cup nomination tonight, just like I believe the other 3 he's had so far this season. But
all right, when we head to go Game 7, what's the
Eden North Collins? Oh, here we go.
31-20.
They're up by 11.
11. They need 17. That's a 6-point difference, right? Is that my math?
Yep.
7:54 to go in the fourth quarter, so plenty of time. But Eden really needs to score here if they want that number 2 seed in the Class C North.
You were mentioning about Matt Capon being a Conley Cup finalist. You need to throw Brady Waring up there, too, as a possible guy. He's just been a magnificent quarterback for this Eden North Collins team. State title record for most passing touchdowns in a game, too. Has that gunslinger mentality and has been able to help this offense take themselves to new heights where no one ever thought they'd be. As they'll go in and get the touchdown. So 7:50 to go in the game. 37-20. So they have the 17 points, but they also have a chance for a 2-point conversion. And they got 7:50 left, so that defense isn't done yet. You got to shut out this Alden squad for the rest of the game. And if you want to add some safety net to it, you got to get another touchdown to help yourselves out.
Can we have an update on game number 3, McKinley Grand Island? Okay, so 1:28 left. Two touchdown lead for McKinley. Yeah, probably not going to be able to close this gap.
No, I think the way this game has been going right now, McKinley would get the 2 seed in Class A2, and then Grand Island will get the 4 seed.
Did we get an update? Oh, all right, here we go. Looks like Salamanca just scored. They're now down 28-25 to Chautauqua Lake with 2:49 left in the game.
Is that from their X account?
That's from their X account. Check YouTube. Check YouTube Chautauqua Lake. See if we can find that.
Yeah, this game's going to go final. So McKinley is going to pick up the win here on the road, 28-14, and they will get the 2 seed in Class A2. Grand Island will go to the 4 seed. So it looks like Eden North Collins didn't get the 2-point conversion. So they're up by 17. What about the live scoreboard? Do you think that's good right now? Maybe take a look at real quick.
Yeah, let me just do a quick save on it. Or did we get a Maryvale? What was the right Maryvale? Do we remember that one? Clearance. What was this? Kinley. I think we're pretty soon going to be able to look at the quarterfinal matchups. That's starting to come together. All right, so West Seneca West up 17 nothing over West Seneca East. It's a big battle of West Seneca, of course. That one in the fourth. Still looking for any score from Medina, Batavia. Haven't heard from Lancaster Depew in a while. Oh, wait. Is this going to work? All right. Evan, I'm going to send you... I'm going to have to text it. Oh, crap. If you actually go to the huddle and you look up Chautauqua Lake football, they have it there. The live. So we're going to try to get you that one.
Okay, I might have a score for CSP in Portville.
Yep.
What was our last
Chautauqua Lake football?
What was our last update of CSP Portville?
CSP Portville, 22-0 Portville.
Okay. I don't think that's right. So
That's what I got from Alex.
I think Portville beat CSP 22-20. Because I just saw it on their broadcasts.
Where did you see it?
So on their, let me see here.
Okay, here it is. Oh, Jake, 5 seconds left here. Salamanca down 3. Trying to go, what is that? 60-plus yards for a touchdown to get the 2 seed. A home game in the first round of the playoffs. On G&G Fitness Game 6. Throw to the left side. It's caught and taken down, and that will do it. Chautauqua Lake clinches the number 2 seed in the Class C South, and will get a home game next week. They win this one 28-25 over Salamanca. All right, so we're told Medina won, don't have a score.
Portville won 22-20.
Okay, so we do have Portville. Portville did win. Folks, we're going to have brackets coming up in a little bit. We've had some exciting finishes so far. You can see this is...
Yeah, it's official. Portville defeats CSP 22-20.
Let's see other games. Depew Lancaster is a game we need.
Well, Lancaster was up 41-0 our last time, but I don't know what quarter that was in.
Lakeshore Pioneer, did that finish up yet? Okay, so that went final. We have any Akron and Springville? It's a non-league game. All right, so Battle of West Seneca goes to West, 17-0. They win over East. Both teams going to host in the first round of the playoffs next week.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any updates for any of the Akron game yet, or
Why don't we do, while we're watching this, why don't we look over our live scoreboard?
yeah, let's try to get that up. I think this is the only game going on right now, right? Yeah. All right, this is our live scoreboard right now. It's brought to you by Western Division. Western Division, home of the Great Rate. So the battle of the Tonawondas, North Tonawanda defeated Tonawanda 43-15. Will South took down Cheektowaga 49-24. Lancaster and Depew. It says 7-0. I know the last update that I saw was 41-0,
Yeah, it might need
but
another
nothing
refresh.
final yet. Will North defeated Clarence 20-12. They have the 1 seed in, was that Class A1?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
A1.
Class A1. Sweet Home took down Amherst 7-0 on a game-winning fumble recovery for a touchdown. A wild ending to that one. If you were at that game, boy, that had to have been some ending to watch in person. Pioneer shutting out Lakeshore 34-0. Lackawanna took down Olean 22-15 on the road. Maryville took down Albion. Medina defeated Batavia. We just don't have a score from that one. Newfane battle in Class D. They get the 1 seed over Wilson 46-25. Eden North Collins is battling out with Alden. They're up 37-20. Remember, they got to win by 17 or more to get the 2 seed in C North. Hamburg defeated Frontier 36-14. And then no score from Springville and Akron. McKinley took down Grand Island on the road 28-14. McKinley will secure the 2 seed in A2. Grand Island will get the 4 seed. Go on to Pine Valley and Randolph. Boy, what a game that was. Game-ending Hail Mary to secure the win. Guanda Pine Valley picked it up 28-22. Cat Little Valley defeated Allegheny Limestone 30-0. Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton. Salamanca game went down to the wire. The Eagles won that one 28-25. Iroquois took down East Aurora Holland 47-6. Fredonia and Dunkirk in a low-scoring game. Fredonia wins 16-7. Bennett defeats Orchard Park 24-7. They get the 1 seed in Class AA. In the Battle of the West Senecas, West Seneca West beating West Seneca East 17-0. Southwestern Frewsburg shuts out Falconer 49-0. Portville with a big win over CSP 22-20. St. Francis took down McDowell 35-28. St. Joe's defeated University Prep 42-24. And then Jamestown with a blowout victory over Lockport 57-14.
Yeah, so that's a look at your score. When we head back to Alden, Eden, North Collins, that's really the last one we're following here tonight. Jake, I got most of the matchups for tomorrow or for next week figured out.
Oh, Eden North Collins just scored. They're now up 23. That's huge for them. So they go ahead and get the 2-point conversion. Eden North Collins up on Alden 45-20 with a 25-point command, 5:26 to go in the fourth quarter.
Jake, why don't we take a short break? And then, folks, stay tuned, though, because we're going to have your very first look at the Section 6 quarterfinal matchups. They're almost there, Jake. They're almost there. You're going to get your first look at who's going to take on who next week. But why don't we take a quick break, and we'll have that for you coming up next here on the Empire State End Zone.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Seek your next adventure. Make your next memory. Explore your next connection. What will you do next?
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
WNYathletics.com. You can link me later.
WNY Athletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Cha-cha's catch up. If you're paying attention, don't you worry, Cha-cha's catch up. Don't you worry, Cha-cha's catch up.
Call 648-3030.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Empire State End Zone. We hope you guys have had a wonderful time tuning into us, whether on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. You got to see some exciting action take place here in Week 8. And one thing that we can give you guys right now is essentially what the brackets are going to look like for each division as playoffs get started next week.
Yeah, let's take a look at our Section 6 quarterfinal matchups presented by Western Division. Western Division, home of the Great Rate, unofficially put together by myself. Let's take a look. Class AA has been put together. Most of these have, but Class AA, Bennett, they get the first seed. They'll have a bye next week. Orchard Park, they got the win. So did they got the win, and they get the 2 seed. They're going to take on Hutch Tech, the 7th seed. Jamestown won as well. Orchard Park lost, but because Jamestown won, they win the 3-way tie with OP, Jamestown, and Lancaster. So OP's the 2 seed, and then Jamestown, because they have the head-to-head win over Lancaster, gets the 3. They will take on Lockport. So it'll be Jamestown-Lockport again a week from today, likely, in the first round of the quarterfinals, and then Lancaster, Niagara Falls will be the 4-5 game. In Class A, Williamsville North got the victory. They secured the 1 seed in A1. They'll take on A2-4 seed in Grand Island. Yep. Health Sciences last night clinched the 1 seed in A2. They'll take on a 1-4 seed, Kenmore West. West Seneca West gets the 2 seed in A1. They'll take on Will East. And McKinley, they get the victory over Grand Island. They'll host Clarence in the first round of the playoffs to wrap up Class A. Class B is B1 was all set up heading into the week. Williamsville South has the 1 seed. They're going to take on Olean, who lost to Lackawanna earlier tonight. Then Iroquois, they win in B1. B2 get the 1 seed. They're going to take on South Park in the first round. West Seneca East, they're the 2 seed. Will host Depew, and Lackawanna, who we mentioned, beat Olean. They get the 2 seed in B2. Will take on B1's Pioneer. Class C, still some to be determined here. It'll depend on the end of this. So we know Barker Royhart is going to take on Salamanca. Southwestern Frewsburg will take on either Medina or Maritime. We won't know that until tomorrow. If Maritime defeats Barker Royhart, they get in. If not, it's going to be Medina. And then Chautauqua Lake defeated Salamanca, so they get the 2 seed. I had actually, oh crap. So actually Portville, no, I am right. So the reason, I'm sorry, Jake. I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
No, you're all good.
Okay.
We've been here for a long day. It's been very challenging to crack down
So,
on these.
what happened
brackets.
here between Portville and Salamanca, they had the head-to-head, Portville defeated Salamanca. Remember that, Jake.
Yep.
So because they have the same record, Portville gets the head-to-head. They get the 3 seed. Salamanca gets bumped down to the 4. It'll be either Eden or Akron will be put in the 2 or 3 spots. It's going to depend on how much Eden wins by. I think it last check.
Take a look at that bracket.
Yeah, why don't we head back to
Eden?
Eden?
Why don't we head there and see what that score is?
Yeah.
Because they were up by 25. Oh, Francis, this is interesting. It's 45-26. So they're up by 19. They got to get the 2-point conversion here to make it 17, which I think that's all Eden North Collins needs is exactly 17 points, right?
Exactly. 17 or more.
But you would also think that if you're Eden North Collins, you want to score again just to be safe. You'd rather be safe than sorry. So they go for the 2-point conversion. Oh, he got it. That was very close.
So Alden has how much? 28?
So it's 45-28. So it's exactly 17. So by the calculations, Eden North Collins has enough. But you have to think that if you want to try and score again, because you'd rather be safe than sorry. That might be my opinion.
I think you'd rather run out the clock, Jake.
But
I mean, we don't know how much
for sure. 17 exactly on the dot.
Yeah, 17
Okay.
exactly
well,
on the dot.
if that's the case, then yeah, running out the clock would be the right move. That is.
I think they're more concerned with
onside kick. Yeah,
you got to be more concerned with recovering the onside kick. And with 2:04 to go, I mean, even if you try to score, it'd be pretty tough. And if you don't score, if you think about it this way, Jake, if you try to score and don't, and you give Alden the ball back with 1:40 something to go, you're putting yourself in big trouble.
Right. I just know that that's 17. I don't know if that was officially the exact amount they got to have. This is a pretty big onside kick, though, for you, North Collins. They're going to go ahead and dive on it, and Eden North Collins recovered it. So why don't we go ahead? So now that Eden North Collins recovered it, why don't we go back and show Class D in that bracket?
Yeah. So Class D was, we got to scroll down and get to it. Again, this bracket brought to you by Western Division. Western Division, home of the great break, great rates. This Class D was pretty simple. It turned out, if you look at the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 8, 7, 8, those teams played each other. The winner was getting the higher seed. The loser got the lower one. So we saw Newfane defeat Wilson, Gowanda Pine Valley on that late play at the very end defeat Randolph. Silver Creek defeated Franklinville, Elginville, Cattaraugus, Little Valley defeated Allegheny Limestone. So Allegheny Limestone, Cattaraugus, Little Valley going to have to make long trips up next week. But yeah, that's a look at your Class D matchups.
I think we joked about a couple weeks ago how far it was from Newfane to Allegheny Limestone. 2 hours. 2-hour drive. It's going to be a long one, but yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, this is going to be, fun playoffs. It's always been every year for high school football here in Western New York. Playoffs are always amazing. You can always get some crazy games that happen that you don't really anticipate, just like we saw earlier tonight with Sweet Home and Amherst to be exact. But, these are the brackets that we're going to see later down the road that we'll know that what teams, what seedings they get, that they belong to be there, and which ones that you think were kind of the underdog but are going to surprise you.
All right, why don't we head back to the Alden game? Coach Smith from Lockport joining us right now on Facebook. Bennett won 24-7. They get the victory. So you guys, Coach, if you're wondering who you're going to face next week, it is going to be Jamestown, who has the 3 seed. So stick with us. We'll go back over those matchups when this Eden-Alden game wraps up. I think they're in a commercial, right? They're in a commercial right now over there. Trying to see most of our games really have ended. We're waiting on a final from Lancaster Depew.
Did we get the Iroquois final?
Yeah, we got the Iroquois final.
Making sure.
We didn't get a score for Medina. And we didn't score for Springville Akron.
Why don't we go ahead and bring
we pull this up on cam,
camera,
actually?
Yeah.
So we're not showing silly ads. Yeah, there we are. Now you can look at us. I know we're not as interesting as a car moving. I've been up since 5:30 this morning. We usually don't go this far. We should be having some call-ins soon, but
I know I thought they were going to.
I didn't get any calls. I don't know if you did, but
I know.
I mean, this has been
Joe
a pretty.
Cross texted me. I don't know if he forgot or not, but I mean, let's see here. Everything we've seen so far, all the scores we have.
They just ended the broadcast?
They had like. Oh, okay. Okay, so they're probably in victory formation and like, okay, we can turn the huddle camera off. We're done.
Okay, so Eden won. Let me look back. My Class C.
That would be, they got exactly 17.
They won by exactly 17.
That would be the 2 seed.
That would be the 2 seed. So let me update that. Eden, North, Collins.
I'm going to check Lancaster's account. Maybe they made a post to something.
We go back to the live
thing yet.
Let me actually hold on. Let me update the live scoreboard so you folks can see that. Yeah, only 2 games right now I'm missing. Maryvale you're going to see it. Maryvale did defeat Albion. I must have deleted one of the digits because it looks like. So 49-14, the Legends win the penultimate matchup of that rivalry. They'll play for the final time next year at Depew. Do we know that can we find that Maryvale score? I'm sorry, guys. I know I messed that up. Is that on Huddle? Yeah, I can get I'll go check on.
Albion.
Yeah, Albion. Try to see if Akron posted their score. 49-6. Let me see if I might have an Akron. Might have an Akron contact. Akron played Springville.
Well, is that the only one left that we don't
Yeah.
have? Is Akron Springville? Okay.
I'm texting someone right now.
We must know.
Yeah.
These are the vital questions we need.
Why don't we pull it up though? Why don't we show what we have? We're just missing really one or two here because we know Medina won. Yeah, they updated Lancaster. Yeah.
That Akron Springville game, where was that one at?
There was that I already looked at on Fan Huddle. Oh, you're gonna check? We're gonna have our scoreboard up in just a second. All right,
They didn't publish anything.
All right, let's take a look at our Empire State EndZone Western Division live scoreboard. Western Division, home of the Great Rate. Jake, do you want to start going through the left side there?
Yeah, North Tonawanda took down Tonawanda in that big rivalry matchup, 43-15. Will South defeats Cheektowaga 49-24. Lancaster takes down Depew 49-14. Will North takes down Clarence 20-12. They secure the 1 seed in Class A1. Sweet Home takes down Amherst 7-0 in a big defensive touchdown thriller late in the game. Pioneer shuts out Lakeshore 34-0. Lackawanna takes down Olean 22-15. Maryville wins 49-6. Medina gets the win over Batavia. We just didn't have an official score. Newfane gets the 1 seed in Class D. They beat their rival Wilson 46-25. Eden North Collins defeats Alden 45-28. They needed exactly 17 points to get the 2 seed in Class C North. They do just that. Hamburg beats Frontier 36-14, and we don't have a score yet. The only one, Springville and Akron.
I'm being told right now that Akron won in a forfeit over Springville. That is coming to me unofficially on Twitter right now. So that would mean 20-0 win for Akron. So I'll put that in. That one did not have any playoff implications. They were more or less.
We're seeing it right now. Looks like coming through X that Akron won by forfeit over Springville. So Akron defeats Springville by a forfeit. Looking at the other side, McKinley and Grand Island. McKinley wins 28-14. They get the 2 seed in Class A2. Grand Island goes to the 4 seed. Gowanda Pine Valley and Randolph. Gowanda Pine Valley wins 28-22 off a last-second Hail Mary. Gowanda Pine Valley has a 3 seed in Class D. Cattaraugus Little Valley defeats Allegheny Limestone 30-0. Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton beats Salamanca 28-25. Iroquois takes down East Aurora Holland 47-6. Fredonia edges Dunkirk 16-7. Bennett gets the 1 seed in Class AA over Orchard Park by a final score 24-7. West Seneca West, West Seneca East battle it out. Huge rivalry. West Seneca West wins 17-0. Southwestern Frewsburg shuts out Falconer 49-0. Portville picks up a win over CSP 22-20. St. Francis beats McDowell 35-28. St. Joe's beats University Prep 42-24. And Jamestown blows out Lockport 57-14.
And let's jump over to our what?
We finally got every score.
You're right.
Did it. First time, week 8.
That's right.
Big one there.
Wait, did we get the Medina final score? Well, we know who they won.
Medina won.
Yeah, so I guess we'll count
and then
that.
And then we just got in last word about the Akron thing. So we technically got all the end results for every game, which was pretty cool.
Let's go from the top. So again, folks, these aren't quite, I wouldn't say brackets. I don't know officially you call them brackets, but they're the matchups, right? It's the same deal. Unofficial brackets.
Unofficial, yeah.
This is me putting it together on a Google Doc, but don't tell the folks at home. So you can see our quarterfinal matchups brought to you by Western Division. Western Division, home of the Great Rate. Class AA, Bennett gets the 1 seed. They'll have a bye next week. As the 2 seed, Orchard Park, they get that. They will host Hutch Tech. Lockport will once again, for the second week in a row, travel to Jamestown in the 3-6 game. And the 4-5 game is going to be Lancaster hosting Niagara Falls. Class A, Grand Island, not able to get the victory over McKinley or win enough. They lose to McKinley, fall to the 4 seed. They'll head to Williamsville North in their game. Health Sciences clinched last night. They'll host Kenmore West. West Seneca West gets the 2 seed in A1. They'll take on Will East, and McKinley will host Clarence. Class B, Williamsville South has the 1 seed out of B1. They'll host Olean next week, who fell to Lackawanna tonight. Iroquois will host South Park. West Seneca East will host Depew. And then Pioneer will travel to Lackawanna for the final B game. That Lackawanna game probably going to be on Saturday. Looking at the Rusties. The Rusties will probably be, so far, Friday night, but Lackawanna will likely be Saturday. Class C, Barker Royhart will host Salamanca. Salamanca could have got the 2 seed tonight, but lost, and then Portville won, and they lost the head-to-head to Portville earlier in the year, so they fall to 4. Southwestern will host either Medina or Maritime. That will be found out tomorrow if Maritime can beat Barker Royhart. Eden North Collins wins by exactly 17, what they needed to do. They will host Portville as the 2 seed in the north, and then Chautauqua Lake winners tonight in a tight one over Salamanca. They get the 2 seed. They will host Akron next week. And then in Class D, Newfane gets the big win tonight over their rival Wilson. They get the 1 seed. Will host Allegheny Limestone. The Lakemen, relegated to the 2 seed, will host Cattaraugus Little Valley. 3-6 game will be Kiwanda Pine Valley against Franklinville Ellicottville. And then the 4-5 game will be Randolph against Silver Creek Forestville. So that is a look at your matchups for next week. I'm going to try to put this on the website in a few moments so you guys can check that out. But yeah, playoff time is almost here. 2 games tomorrow, we should mention, including that Maritime Barker game. And then we'll also be broadcasting, I think it's on the NFHS network, Kenmore East and Kenmore West, another big rivalry.
And then after that, playoffs, baby.
Playoffs.
Don't tell Jim more of that from the Colts, though. If you know, you know. But no, this has been another exciting week. Fantastic games that we've had so far.
We're hearing Medina won 27-26.
Over Batavia.
A
very close game there.
So,
all right, great job by Medina there, picking up a 1-point victory over Batavia. But hey, you know what? We got all this for the most. I believe that's all the scores.
That's all of them. That's the last
in for. But we also needed to just to see how the brackets are going to look out for next week. So, but we'll see what Maritime Tapestry does tomorrow. See where they land there in terms of the seedings. But this has been a very, very entertaining night.
Yeah, I think this lived up to my expectations. I don't know about you, but this tonight lived up to my expectations. We had a lot of close games. We had some turnovers, some big touchdowns. Little bit of an upset, I would argue, or at least by the margin in terms of Newfane beating Wilson. That was a little unexpected to me. And we got the matchups in, all the ones that we could on this Friday night for next week. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm sure Frank is back. I think he's out of state right now. He's probably watching, figuring out what games we should do next week to broadcast in full. I'm already starting. No, it's too early for me to figure out which one.
I already got one in mind.
What is that?
Barker Royhart Salamanca.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be a very now depending on what the date is. I don't know how it works with like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but
yeah, that's gonna be. I think they're gonna try to get most of these on Fridays. Remember, next week they're gonna do the Chunk Funky Bowl semifinals, so that they're gonna try to get most of those Wednesday, Thursday.
Just looking at that list that we saw, that Barker Royhart Salamanca game I think is gonna be very intriguing to see how that goes. Lancaster Niagara Falls did another one. Yeah, they had a shootout. Trying to remember what the other ones were off the top of my head.
I have them right here if you want to look at.
Or we can just put it back up on the screen.
Yeah, we can do that too.
But yeah, that Barker Royhart
McKinley Clarence.
McKinley Clarence, yes, that looks like another good one. Will North Grand Island, I think could be an interesting one.
Yeah. I can see Grand Island putting up there.
Lackawanna Pioneer, I think, is the other one.
Yeah.
They played each other week 1. Low scoring game. Pioneer won 7-0. And these two teams have been so different ever since. And they've really shocked, I think, other teams, not only in their division, but I think parts of Section 6, just about how successful they have been with the amount of guys they've lost the previous year. And they're going to battle it out next week to start the playoffs. So that should be another fun one in my opinion.
Also, Will East, West. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Similar styles, I think. Two teams that like to throw the football. Weather's going to be, if the weather's nice, that'll be good for those offenses. If not, then we'll see who has really the stronger line in that one. I think Eden North Collins, Portville is going to be interesting.
Okay, so that is who they'll face?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be another good one. That'll be another good one.
I mean, all the C ones are probably going to be pretty good. I think that you look forward to. I think D, you're going to have to go through. I think that could be. You could have a couple blowouts in D.
So if Maritime wins, they play Southwestern Frewsburg?
Yes.
Okay. That one I think would probably be another entertaining one. But if I were to pick 3, I would say I think Barker Royhart Salamanca's one. I really think Pioneer Lackawanna's another one. And I think what did we just have? I think it was that Willie's West Seneca West game, I think would be probably my top 3.
Yeah.
But entertaining football. We're gonna get it. I feel like we always get it every year, Francis, and it's just another season where we're going to get another example of really entertaining high school football here in Western New York.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a great playoff. Already looking forward to it.
Yeah, so those are the brackets there. Again, unofficial though, but at the end of the day,
we had an appearance from Mr. Dolak.
From Mr. Dolak as
in
well.
Western New York,
captain. It's pretty funny here, West Seneca East guy, but he's with the Rams, so it's blue and yellow. West Seneca West.
Yeah.
So pretty unique jersey.
You think he wore his Rams jersey to the game?
No, Harry
East?
Skull interviewed him. He was in a hoodie. I think he was in Rams gear though.
Okay, so
but
he was wearing.
No, but here's the thing though. I gotta look at it. I think it was a gray hoodie though, because I think it was a gray hoodie just because you're playing your high school team, West Seneca East, playing the rival West Seneca West. You can't be wearing blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Which is, he's on the Rams that wear blue and yellow, but I mean, you can't do that for a high school rivalry game like that. I'm just gonna look it up real second. I know we're well past this. No, he's in gray Rams gear. I think that there's some imagery there. But hey, you know what? That's what high school rivalries are about, especially when you compete like that, especially when it comes to football. You know, it's still in you even after playing high school football. And, you know, and we're Sean Doleck's, you know, now in the NFL. Can't be wearing those blue and yellow colors for those high school rivalry games if you're West Seneca East. But at the end of the day, that's really a fun moment for, you know, obviously the school there and having him there as an honorary captain. That's a fun moment.
Yeah, but yeah, playoffs next week.
Yes, playoffs next week. That's going to be very fun. This has been a great week. We're going to get plenty more of them. This show's not going to end anytime soon. We'll be back here.
At least one more week.
Yeah, at least one more week. But we'll have an opportunity. We'll take a look at all the games that are happening across Western New York as playoffs are literally right around the corner. So definitely stay tuned. We can't thank you guys enough for being here on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. It's been another fun week. We're going to get you another fun one next week as well. For our producer, Evan Tringali, is back with us here, did a phenomenal job as our producer, and our live scoreboard playoff scenario, on-air talent, maybe partial producer, Francis Beck, did everything as well. And I'm just Jacob Fyock. I was just here for the ride.
You're more than that, Jake.
But we can't thank you enough for tuning in. We hope to see you guys next week on another edition of the Empire State End Zone.